So here's the funny thing: if you actually watch this on the replay and not the original play, this StreamYard thing sucks. They have this new intro thing where it's supposed to play your automatic intro when you go in, but there literally is 1 second. So you will hear me screaming lots of times, "We're going live!" That's probably about the 50th time I said it as we're hitting the button. So hopefully you all enjoy that. Hey, just got back from a Comic-Con. I got something to share for you guys in a little bit. Something really nice. A friend, I can't even call him a fan of the show. A friend of the show gave me, actually a friend period, but also a friend of the show. And, had a good time there. We're going to have a little bit shorter of a show, hopefully today, unless Wayseeker and Dom go off the rails, because I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah. If he's going to show some of the stuff I think he's going to show, there'll be some more discussion.
Well, Dom's already riled up because his nephew beat the shit out of him in a race, which, look, I don't know what point, at what age is the age where you just say, yeah, man, I was young once too. I ain't doing that.
I'm pretty impressed with myself. If we had a couple more seconds of running, I would have beat him. But the whole fact is that my cousin had a handout, and she sounds like the win.
Oh, it was a girl?
No.
You got beat by a girl?
My nephew Nico, who's 21 years old.
Lopez 2.0, call it out.
Yeah, listen, it sounds like
this. I got the race on video. I have the race on video. So,
are you about to pay somebody $800 to not start a YouTube channel for you?
Listen, I'm doing my own YouTube channel, and it's coming very soon. So,
yeah. Are you gonna take somebody else's channel so bad they gotta end their channel after they've been around for 3 years?
Tank this channel right here?
No, we're joking. We're joking.
Listen, all I know is that you guys enlighten me every single week.
You're laughing at that? Sure. Hey, the background people even think those jokes are funny, bro. All right. All right. Let's say out of the chat real quickly. Damn, I can't believe you got beat by a girl, Dom.
Beat by a girl, my nephew, my cousin, who's a girl, was the one that had the hands out, and she had a hand out more towards him when he ran, so he was able to touch the hand.
This is what we're doing, Dom. This is what we're doing.
I'm sorry. If I showed you the video, you would see it. But the whole fact is, I don't have the video.
Yeah, giggles. Hey,
didn't have instant replay review for this.
Oh, I would love to show the video.
Close. There was no.
It was very close. Very close.
Was that?
Yes, it was.
Dark Side Sunday with the crew. Let's see
because the hand was out closer. I'm going to show you.
Let's see
if he had more running space, I would have beat his ass.
Dom, I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to get through the people. No. I thought you were supposed to be the man of the people. I'm trying to get through the people. All right, Ruben. Dark Side Sunday with the crew. Let's do in Star Wars this week. Apparently, we're gonna instead hear what's new and running at the picnic, the family picnic. So we'll see what's going on.
Pickle party, at least.
Tommy Longbox saying hi for the algorithm in case Andor is already asleep. Ha ha ha. Have a good one. Thank you. We'll catch you in a rebound. I got it. Dwayne Scott. What's good? Will tonight be the night Wayseeker looks into the camera and announces the cancellation of Young Jedi?
We're getting new episodes in early next year.
What else would be for sale at Ollie's if they got rid of Young Jedi?
It's one of their higher performing shows on Disney Kids.
Yeah, it's the way you can fill up a Ollie's for Christmas. You just got it. All that discount stuff got to go there. Let's go. Yeah, sorry we're late. That's all their fault because you just literally what he said back there about the race is what we literally just said. He just said it again. All right. Hi everyone. Hi, Mr. Appleman. Okay. Timeout. Is Dom taking over? Dom's leading the Sith resurgence. No, he's not. Dom has a real.
You lead it for a short time, then pull a hamstring and finish.
Yeah. Hey, Dom's problem is, let's be honest. Dom is having a hard time with aging, right? What's up, Tyson? What's good? He just is. Dom is just having a real hard time with aging. So when some 20-year-old niece beats him in a race,
nephew.
Sorry, when a 20-year-old nephew, who you should, Dom, like at one point you have to let him. I mean, you at least give him a race, but they're going to.
I just want to make sure it's not the 6-week-old baby that you lost to in the race.
Yeah. Already? Sure. No, stop. Wayseeker. We're not doing that before news. We're not doing that before.
Do you understand between a niece and a nephew? A nephew, not a niece.
I heard. Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean any disrespect about that. I know your nephew beat you, but at first I thought you said your cousin you said she, and I thought that was
my cousin Camille, who is much older.
Is it the mom? Is it? Wait, hold on.
No, she's
so. It's not even the mom. So I don't believe the story that she was helping him cheat. I don't believe this at all.
Yes, he did. Listen, my nephew is 21 years old, smokes vape, and he's out of shape. And the whole fact is that he beat me
Does that help for your cause?
distance. But
Don't
I can
do
show you the
this.
race how I almost that he had the lead, and then I caught up to him. And if I had a couple more seconds, I would have beat him. But the short distance pulled my hamstring. So I went to the massage. I went to get a massage today on my thigh. Killing the shit.
No. This is PG 13,
Yeah, no.
not rated R, dude.
I said rated R. Didn't say happy endings.
Oh my god. You just did. All right, can we get to news so we can get away from this? This is already a mess. Oh jeez.
All right, let's get going. All right, good news out of D23 in Brazil. We got a release date for Andor season 2. Marco's going to get to see it before all of us because it comes out the week after Celebration. So you know what they're showing you at Celebration.
Yeah, they're
Marco.
showing us at Celebration. We're seeing it. Yeah,
they're showing 100%. You at least episode 1. If not 100%
going to be able to see it.
Yep. So we're getting it April 22nd. This is the only TV live action release we're getting next year, but we're getting it earlier in the year. So it's going to be pretty close back to back almost by the time, Skeleton Crew ends in February. It's going to be out in April. So
really
pretty impactful.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about it. So hopefully it has everything I want, everything I need, and it makes me happy because we're not going to have any live action shit until the end of 2026, until 2026 sometime after. So
when people start complaining about all the stuff, you can't
we got a movie in May of 2026
saying it's the worst ever. You gotta eventually. Is it better to not have anything, or is it better to have something?
Yeah, we got it, and this is gonna be good.
Quality is much better than quantity. I can tell you that. But the whole fact is that hopefully they learn from their mistakes.
No, but here's the thing: you complain about both. You complain about both. You complain about when we get quality. You complain about not enough quantity, and then when we get quantity, you complain about enough.
No, it is because I don't have. Listen, getting older. The fucking time goes by. You want to see this shit before
21 smoking vapes start
before the end of fucking days. End of story.
Dom, you're not helping your situation now. You got 21-year-old vapes beating you.
But it's 12 episodes too. Remember that. It's longer.
Yep, 12 episodes, and it's freaking goddamn. Every 3 episodes is a year. It keeps moving up a year, which is awesome. So it's a year each. Which is good.
So it should be fun. I can't wait for this one. Here's the big news. JJ is going to get on this one. He's going to hate on this one. Ruin all the fun for the week. Simon Kinberg.
Hey, dude, is this what's his name? Is this the guy that does the wrestling thing?
No.
He did Rebels. He helped out Dave with Rebels.
He also had a story draft that.
Can I just go through the news first?
No,
absolutely not. Let Dom talk over it. Go ahead.
All right.
Kinberg
is set to produce a new Star Wars trilogy. The rumor came out at first it was going to be episodes 10 through 12. That did get taken back. It is not episodes 10 through 12. He will be reporting and working directly with Kennedy. So that means to me that Kennedy
ain't going anywhere.
Absolutely nowhere. She probably just signed another 5-year contract. That's what it says to me.
This friggin' thing is probably not coming out until like 2030, 31, 32, whatever.
First off, this dude right here is Mesner, the guy that writes the
No, it's not Mesner.
Wrestling Express. Yes, it is. It looks just like him. That's exactly who it is. I don't believe any of this nonsense you guys are saying right now. I don't believe any of this. I don't believe anything about this guy. I don't believe about the trilogy. And I mean, respect to Kennedy, but she's also 96 too. She's 1 foot in the grave. She's breathing dust.
She's 70. She's down.
Yeah, she's about to die. Okay, good. So she's on the side.
That's the fucking thing. That's a freaking thing. I'm afraid if she leaves, I die. If she stays, I live. So I have 2 fucking choices. There you go.
But here's the reason why I think it's real, Marco. Him and Dave are close.
Yes, he knows Dave. Yeah. Yep.
So
I think you're like 6 episodes.
No, he wrote more than 6.
He co-created it.
But he still knows Star Wars. That's the whole thing. It's better than having someone that doesn't know Star Wars. That's the whole thing.
Really? You ever see Resistance before?
No, it's really not.
No, yeah, that's not. No, yeah,
Listen,
I disagree.
I'd rather have him than the girl directing freaking goddamn Ray movie. End the story.
Who?
This is a writer versus director. They're 2 different things.
I know, but I'd rather have a dude that knows something for Star Wars than somebody that doesn't.
It could be the Ray movie for all you know.
Dude, Dom, every person who's ever done anything for Star Wars, they say they know Star Wars. Literally, every single one. Every single one,
I
and
was a
some
huge
do because
Star
they.
Wars fan.
Part of the problem though is this.
Except for the guy that does Andor, who doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's it. We need more. Honestly, we need more people that don't know Star Wars because
But
what
he
ends up
actually
happening.
writes good stories.
Hold on, Dom. What ends up happening is these people take whatever their fan favorite or whatever their interpretation of Star Wars is, and they push that through. And that might not be your interpretation, and that might not be the way that you understand Star Wars. And then it turns to shit because now we gotta watch somebody else's shitty ass movie. And all of a sudden we gotta watch what was dipshit said, like, I put this one up for my kids. Oh, I want my kids we gotta watch the J.J. Abrams thing because his kid didn't go to the movie theater and see the original trilogy. Well, fuck you. Take them to the theater. You're rich. Build a theater in your basement. Take your kid there. Put that shit up.
I'll be honest with you. I'd rather have a plan. If this goes through and he writes the 3 movies and there's a cohesive plan, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Now, not the freaking goddamn sequel trilogy where you had JJ, freaking Ryan, what's his name? Ryan
Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. Can't think of his name. And then JJ again. I'd rather have.
JJ was supposed to be a fucking a Star Wars fan, buddy.
You know what?
So it was Ryan Johnson, but that didn't work out either.
Yeah, I liked Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, well, you have bad taste.
I think the Ryan Johnson movie was actually the best one as a sequel trilogy. I
agree. Me and Don were on the same side on that one.
To me, because of his relationship with Dave, I wonder if he's writing and working with Dave and writing Dave's scripts for the 3 movies.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Would not be shocked either.
But neither one of them is a good movie writer. This guy's record as a movie writer is horrible. Let's list.
What movie did he do? Tell us what movies he did.
He's won the Academy Award for.
Hey, that doesn't. Hey, wait, Secret, stop. I didn't. Hey, everybody, stop. I asked JJ a question. JJ, what movies has this dipshit done?
Let's see. He did Fan Four Stick. Remember the great Fantastic Four that everybody loved?
Oh, the first one was awesome. That was awesome.
No,
I like that one.
No, not the first one.
He didn't do the first
one. The one that everybody forgot about.
Was it the Silver Surfer one?
No,
not the one after that. Nobody.
The Doom one where Doom came from.
Michael, with Michael Jordan as the.
No, he didn't do that one. He did the one with Michael Chiklis as Thing.
Well, that was also fucking terrible. But hold on, keep going, JJ. Please keep going.
Yeah, let's see. He did the great X-Men movies. I mean, Dark Phoenix.
Oh,
shit. First Class
was Dark Phoenix. X-Men Apocalypse. That was great, right?
He also did Days of Future Past.
And that was good.
No, that was okay. Awesome. That was probably the best out of 3 that wasn't that good.
The downfall. He did X-Men First Class, which X-Men First Class was okay.
Good. I asked First Class. I thought First Class was awesome.
But he has a bad track record as a writer. This is not a great thing. So this is a nepotism hire.
Dark Phoenix sucks. Last Stand sucked.
Again,
wait.
It makes sense if he's working with Rebels characters because he's written and worked on Rebels. So if it is Dave's and you're getting Sabine, you're getting
he did Deadpool Wolverine though.
No, he produced it.
Characters.
He didn't write it.
It would make sense to me. So he's done good stuff too. The Martian was good. Jumper
really?
Did he write the
really eating poop fucking potatoes?
Okay. Here's the thing: he didn't write The Martian. He was a producer for The Martian. That's different. That's 2 different things.
This is what he's doing here. He's producing. He doesn't mean he's writing.
Everything. The thing you linked in the chat said he was writing and producing.
Yeah, there's been conflicting reports about that one.
He was the writer and producer of 2005's Fantastic Four. That wasn't the Michael B. Jordan one.
Okay, that one sucked.
No, actually, I like those Fantastic Four ones.
Okay, well, they're so great that they had to fucking change it.
But Jumper was good. I mean, he's hit or miss.
That's wrong, Dom. It was 2015, not 2005.
He's done some good stuff. He's done some bad stuff.
You know what? Every writer's done some good stuff. You know what? If we get a cohesive plan, that's all I'm asking.
You're right, JJ. It's 2015. I just looked it up.
So
all right. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't care. Let's even see if these movies get made. Let's see if Catherine Kennedy dies before the fucking episode 10 comes out.
It's gonna be a while.
I think that's what we should do. And from now on, we should have death pool. What events come out before Catherine Kennedy dies? Because she's like 70, dude. So she's gonna be dying.
Man, she could be she could live over to 100 years old, man. So don't say that, man. That's
or at least not there anymore. I think
it's gonna be a while because he's working on Star Trek stuff first. So that's not gonna help.
That worked out well the last time.
But I didn't put this in news, but But they did. One of the things that they did say in a number of the articles is that they are 100% committed to a movie in 2027. So,
Yeah,
for
weren't
the-
they
for
committed
the
to
50.
2024 and 2026 and now 2027? Cool.
Yeah.
So we
I
are
look forward to him
getting.
piloting.
We're getting
Specifically, yeah.
something. I don't know what we'll get in 2027, but they're committed to making sure for the 50th we will have a movie out there.
You forgot to mention for the Andor.
Not yet. It might be later in the news.
What?
The Andor, it's now called the Star Wars story. Andor Star Wars story.
I didn't see that, Boca.
What is
So,
that fucking?
That,
What was
that
that?
means
word
that
telling
it's, they put the Star Wars story
That's what they tagged onto Solo and
Andor. Yeah,
Rogue One. It was already on Rogue One, so that doesn't shock me.
yeah, but it was on now. It's on season 2 of.
Yeah. Okay, but what does that mean?
It just means that it's a Star Wars story. It's not in the trilogy. The same thing with the Skeleton Crew. Star Wars adventure, not part of the trilogy. It's just its own
Well, we
thing.
already knew it's not part of the trilogy. It's
Yeah.
connected to Rogue One, which is
So it's going to acolyte a Star Wars story. They get it's not like I don't understand. Think that's necessary.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah.
I think
Right.
they did it just for the connection to Rogue One. Because
Just for Dom, because Dom told us this wasn't going to happen. The Pablo
I didn't say that was going to happen. Who said that? Go
You
back
did.
to
You talked
I
about
did not
Pablo
say
Thor
that.
coming back.
I did not say that.
Confirm
You're
this
putting words in my mouth.
at D23. Pablo is playing the Mandalorian.
Pedro, not Pablo. Pablo's a writer.
Pablo is doing
Pedro.
it. Pedro.
Yeah. You tell him, Dom. Tell him.
Thanks,
There you go. There you go.
Pablo Hidalgo will be the new
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's like saying the
Pedro.
Cowboys are going to win a football game. Get out
But
of here. Come on.
He is.
Exactly.
He is in the Mando. He is in the suit. I don't know if we'll see his face, but I think we
I
will.
still don't know if he's in the suit. We'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know how
He's
much
gonna be in
time
the
he's
suit.
If he
You
commits
got
as much time to it as he did filming the series in season 3, I don't know. if
He
he's
might
in
be
the
doing
suit.
some voiceover.
I think we're going to see his face again. It's a movie.
Yeah, we probably
Well,
will.
it
There'll be
was
some
the
helmet
show.
off moments. but-
Turned into a
Yeah.
movie. So now.
Yeah. So I think it's happening. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right, we got some Skeleton Crew images and the episode numbers that they're in. So now we can see if Marco was right about his ordering, about when things are taking place. The school, not surprisingly, taking place in episode 1. Here's the interesting thing.
Well, that's one part of school. You don't know what
The trailer
Hmm.
gives us things from every episode, all 8 episodes. So now it doesn't front load just the front. It's not that
Nice.
way. So we're meeting Boba Fett 2.0, a girl named Hana, in episode 4.
Boba
Bite your
Fett
tongue. It's not Boba Fett 2.0. Stop this shit.
What?
Stop this shit. It's not Boba Fett 2.0. Stop
Yeah,
this
Look
shit.
at that kid with the armor.
No, she's more like freaking goddamn Empty's
Sabine?
Nest. That from Solo. Fuck that. Fuck that. Unless she's just a Mando kid. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, by that quarter, Sabine is Boba Fett 2.0. Like,
Yeah, I
don't
know. I just getting down
Yeah.
riled up.
Why?
Hana there in episode 4. We're going to a planet called Lanupa. That's where this Sith writing seems to be in episodes 5 and episodes 6. They both take place on this planet Lanupa. So we know
Oh, they
Jod's around.
I like how
some
they built
point.
like a sky bridge so you can take like a tourist walk of the Sith cave there.
Yeah.
What is that?
Nice.
I don't know. It's a new planet. We've never seen it. Yeah. This is Hana Fett, according to Ruben. So
Ruben is freaking lopsided by hugging all those damn goddamn celebrities, man. He has no idea who he is.
Whoa. Slow down, Dom. Slow down. We
There
know
you
you lost a race today, but it's easy.
Yesterday.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
So we're gonna get the Sith stuff. It looks like 5, maybe 6 as well, since we're on that planet. We're gonna be seeing more Vane. Oh, we got that one is from episode 7. And then it looks like the dad gets brought back with the kids, or at least 3 of the kids, in episode 8.
Like,
So
did
one
like
of them-
Star Wars actually confirm? Like, did Lucasfilm confirm this, or who?
This
put
was
this together?
D23. Yeah,
That'd
they
be fun if they killed one of the kids off.
they confirmed these in D23. So
Like from how they were from each episode. It's kind of weird
Yeah.
they did it that way.
I know it is. I don't understand why they did it that way, but hey, whatever. They gave a little information about each of the slides or whatever, or pictures. So picked it up there. So we got
That's
that
interesting.
information at D23. We also got this week. Dom's not happy about this one.
This is
Star
another
Wars
retcon.
reveals
Another retcon
Who
from the
is
book.
happy about?
So,
the Inquisitor from the Tales of the Jedi, the one that fought Ahsoka way back, 2 years ago after the Saber-Tooth Tiger. This Inquisitor is the first brother. For a long time, we didn't know if there was actually a first brother and first sister. We thought maybe there was just a Grand Inquisitor. Now we know there is also at least a first brother. And so,
dude, you guys are just hitting Dom from every side. We got Wookiee Fanatic over here going, she's a new approved Boba Fett, more masculine version.
So
you're doing this with the first brother thing. Why is Dom?
Yeah, I don't care about the first
I'm
brother.
gonna throw down a bone on this one. He's right. This was a horrible, stupid retcon. I don't get it.
Yep.
It's not so much the first brother thing. This whole episode. I know a lot of people like it, but to me, it was just a unnecessary retcon of something you could have just told a story of.
I think all these are unnecessary retcons.
Yeah.
You know, and there's going to be more on the way. So,
like I don't understand, especially the fact that she fights an Inquisitor, right? Why create an entirely new Inquisitor to fight when in the very same books it pretty much tells the exact same story that you wiped out of existence? She fights an Inquisitor. Why did it have to be a different one? And did you just want to stick it to that writer and not give a shit? Like, I don't understand.
Totally.
He did tell her that the book was good. Remember, Walker was saying that he agreed the book. You know,
yeah,
all that stuff.
It was good, so I could steal all the ideas from it and change every detail about it. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's what sucks, man.
I agree with Dom on this one, but
I do too. Like, I think you know how I go. Like, leave the writers. The actual novel, right? Well, at one point before whatever fuck's been happening in High Republic, the actual novel writers were some of the best writing of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Even the young kids that were coming in, and what do? We just shit all over them. Just don't worry about it.
And how happy would you be as a Star Wars writer for Filoni to come in and call you on the phone and be like, "Hey, I got great news. We're turning your novel into a story. I'm going to use it for Tales of the Jedi." Like, how hard would that have been?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, listen, they broke it up with the season.
Well, they might have had to pay. They might have to pay her a couple checks.
Hey,
SMS Kyle. What do you say?
They forked over the money to promote Filoni.
Probably would have sold some more books though, so he evened out.
So you have to look at it this way: the books, the novels, and the comics, just cut them out of canon and just read them as they go.
Which they already did that once. I mean, it's
not the way. It's just you can't let Dave play with anything that he might,
You can't. No, you can't let him. Yeah, you should let everybody play with his toys and him not play with anybody else because he just takes kids' toys and breaks them. He's that fucking douchebag kid. He's like the way seeker of the fucking bunch. He's like the little kid. You turn around, you turn around, and all of a sudden he comes up to you. Oh, this toy's broken. You're like, what the hell happened? Did you ask your kid? He's like, yeah, that kid broke my toy. Yeah, he's the way seeker, dude, for sure.
Hey, Wookie, I don't know where you see that. Let me tell you something. I got the. Listen, you don't understand. He's playing along in my own sandbox. I let him play. That's the whole thing. He just doesn't realize it.
All right, no, enough. No, you're digging yourself a worse hole. You don't think you are, but you are. All right, let's go. So now how many novels has Dave? Is it only one novel that he ruined, or is he run two now?
Just one.
He's still just digging the shit out of it.
I don't think he ruined the comic. He just retconned the one.
No, well, what about the Aftermath books? Anything they changed the Cop Vance origin?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. No, he's right. He is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dom. When you're right, you're right.
A lot.
Yeah, he changed the Kanan thing.
He wiped out the Kanan. Well, a lot of the Kanan comic, at least.
Just one.
The comic, yeah. The
comic. Not a lot of it. One small part.
No, he wiped out about at least half of it.
Yeah, me and JJ got a big fight about this, where I said it was
a lot relates to those two clones trying to track him down, and that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, then it wasn't Jason anymore. Yeah. No, he really fucked that up. He really, dude. Yeah, he better watch where he's walking sometimes because some of these people might trip his small ass. I mean, it's not gonna hurt him because it's not a long way down. But
the cowboy found the cowboy hat and hold him up.
Yeah,
that'll break his fall.
Dude, the minute KK and Lucas go, dude, they're gonna just tee him up by his underwear in the bathroom and just fucking take toilet spitballs and just slam him in his face, right? No. You're gonna take the toilet roll from the toilet paper, put it in the toilet, let it get all soaked up, and then chuck it at him like a big snowball and splatter him against the wall.
Isn't Dave Filoni reminds you of like the Revenge of the Nerds? That he's trying to.
Well, they're gonna come from him eventually.
Nerds.
They are gonna come for him eventually. I'll tell you that much because he's really been screwing people over. And that's an interesting point because I would wonder if he did something that somebody else created, including a character like a Inquisitor. I wonder how the rights work to that. like if they get a little half a point and he gets less of a point.
I mean,
that's
I
why
would imagine, like for instance, the Canon comic, you've been paid for that, right? So, like, if you put those 2 troopers from that into your show, like, I highly doubt those guys are getting an extra paycheck, that from writing the comics. So,
no, I know that, but like you have the right to like redo, like I don't know. Some
like, I don't think they have any. Like, Zahn doesn't have any rights to Thrawn.
No,
And that
So-
sucks.
Yeah,
because-
fair enough.
I would think
that-
there's
yeah.
no rights. Like, I would think it's just carte blanche. Do what he
Well,
wants.
that's why he gets to fuck around and find out, man.
No, I just hope one day we turn around and the writers that we want are in the writers' room. don't
Well,
know
I
if
thought
that-
we had some of them. I thought we had some of them during the High Republic, but that then turned south real quick. Shout out Charles Stoll being at the con for a whopping 2 hours. Good job, buddy.
that's all he was there.
I don't know how long he was there. He like did something. They had to give discount tickets for him for his like speech thing, and then
So,
What con
I don't
was
think
it?
I saw him today.
Was it
Motor
Motor
City.
City?
Is the Motor City? Yeah, it's the
Motor
fall
You,
Motor City.
you should have interviewed him.
this right here was
much.
weird news. on
Yeah, this
Outlaws.
was Star Wars Outlaws. 2 months in, they changed the creative director, which
Which-
me says they're not giving up on the game, which is interesting because I think they
Yeah.
probably should give up on the game.
Well, they
but-
still owe people content.
Skins?
So,
Skins.
But they
Well,
got to be
content-
almost done.
yeah. Well, you think a lot of that content is in the can, but
Yeah.
like the
Wait, Seeker, how much did you waste on this again?
110, 120, somewhere in there,
it's
whatever it was.
It's a problem because, like, okay, now Wayseeker, now that they have this massive patch that changes all this stuff, you're gonna go back through and play it again.
No, but it'll make me more likely to play
The expansions, maybe,
the
right?
expansions.
But
right?
you're not gonna pony up, $70 to play the regular game now that it's already out. Like, I don't know. There's been other games that have tried this. Like No Man's Sky
Yeah.
is probably the best example because, like, it launched in a state that nobody liked it. Like, the gameplay was
What's
awful.
up?
It was
What's
glitchy,
up,
buggy,
Bugsfires?
everything else, and they actually free patched it later on. It's become like a good longevity game
Yeah.
for them in that they've kept up the patches they've done, and they've kept, but like the number of users that like were super hyped about the game and originally bought it and everything versus the number of users that after a couple months played it dropped off like a cliff, and that's probably where Outlaws is right now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like,
Yeah.
you should have just taken the extra 2 months if all this stuff was
Isn't
a problem and got it
But
right. and
hold
then
on.
released the
Isn't this the history of these games lately? Like, I mean, think about Battlefront 2. Like,
game. Well, yeah, that's
It's
a little bit
okay
different because that's multiplayer, but
yeah, I get it, but like they kind of fucked up. Like they didn't know what they were doing. They did the micro thing, kind of fucked it up. And then afterwards, like after most people, I mean, I stopped playing it. The next thing I know, like 6 months later, it's having a resurgence and people are loving it and everything else. I think they're still playing it to this day. I'm just saying in general, like the amount that people will mess with video
Yeah,
games, like it's kind of interesting.
it's
They
probably
went, yep,
games as a service.
Star
type
Killer,
of thing.
baby. Give me that.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I really think they're going in. Christmas is make or break, I think, for the company almost. And so they're trying whatever they can to turn this game around because they need a win. So
Should have been
the next game's not coming
make
out
your own
till
player.
March, April.
Whatever you want. Shouldn't have been a girl.
What are you talking? You sound so
Stop
stupid when you
on
say
this.
things like that.
Sure, it has nothing to do with this upcoming patch, but
Let's talk. Hey, let's get the opinion of the person who never buys a video game. Oh, that would be a great idea. Dom, go ahead, give us your
You could
opinion,
be an
please.
alien. You could make it whoever you want.
Dom, you don't play video games. It doesn't
Okay, but
matter.
I can have an opinion. I can have an opinion.
It does. Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter.
yeah, but
It does
I can-
matter. That's why
No, it doesn't, Dom. No, Dom. It
You
really,
weren't gonna
honestly,
pay
Dom,
you weren't gonna buy
it
the
doesn't
game
matter
if it was
because
alien.
their object is to make money and to attract video game players.
But
You
it
don't play
wasn't
video games.
disappointed. It wasn't as popular.
That's not
You
because
don't-
of that.
You don't have a right to say anything, is all Mark said, because if it wasn't alien, you still wouldn't buy the
You
game.
know what this?
Yeah. Dom,
I also,
your opinion.
I also have an
mean,
opinion
you-
to
like,
land
yeah,
rights in Sweden, but I don't
Yeah.
live there or go there or anything else. Therefore, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Like
And I play,
nobody cares what
ColecoVision.
you say about it because it doesn't matter. Like,
Hey,
dude,
Dwayne,
just
I play
because you say
ColecoVision.
something, people say
ColecoVision
shit
and,
all the time.
and Nintendo.
Dude, I heard this guy. I heard this one guy
Sounds
tell
like
me
it
that
doesn't
his.
have knobs.
I
I'm
heard
out.
this one guy tell me that his 20-year-old fucking nephew, who's a chain smoker and fat as shit, beat him in a 40-yard dash. It doesn't matter what my opinion is on it. The guy won. The guy won. You know
I
what
love
I mean?
how you
I was
add
there.
things. I love how you add things in there, man.
I will
I didn't
say
say it was you, Dom. I didn't say it was you.
I like how you add things in there.
in a dose of irony, though.
Yeah,
like,
Ed
I will
bought
say
it.
this-
Hey, look, Ed bought it.
Dom-
Made no difference to him.
Black Spider. Some of the books in the 90s were awesome. There were some really bad books too. But
Dom doing that is being a true fan, though, because if you think about it, like in all like think of football, like how many times have you told the Lions need to do this? Like they're like we fucking know, like.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to say, like, in general, I think the bigger problem, and Dom, if he had a better pitch, would be like, why don't they get their shit together before they release it? They're supposed to be a AAA company, but he wouldn't know what that is because he doesn't fucking do anything with video games. So instead, we just get an opinion that doesn't matter.
Still,
Okay.
the story part of the video game fucking sucked. I'm sorry, I didn't.
It's not.
It's
It's not a cut. Oh my god!
it isn't the type of game that you can just watch.
No,
the
hold on,
movie.
hold on. You're just
It's not a
supposed to do
movie
something.
anyways. You call
Stop.
It's
You're looking
canon.
like an
It's
idiot now
canon.
too.
It's
You're
canon.
looking like an idiot arguing with it.
No, I'm not. It's
You look like
canon.
an idiot arguing with
Is-
him about
let me ask
this.
you, is this canon? Is this canon to the movies and stuff like that?
Dude, Dom, what
It's
you're
canon.
saying,
Yes.
Dom, what you're saying doesn't mean anything. You're saying words that literally don't mean anything.
It's
Waysinger,
canon.
you're
It's
a moron
canon.
because you're arguing with him over this. And he's not, you can tell.
So
Anybody
Young
who's
Jedi
ever played a
Adventures.
video game can be like, Dom hasn't played a video game in at least 30 fucking years. Why are you arguing with him, Wayseeker? This game is trash, by the way. Dom is right at that. He's right. It's trash. But like,
it's not trash. It just wasn't. It
was
wasn't good.
very
It wasn't
average.
bad.
It's not good.
We gave it like a C. I think
It was average.
Yeah.
It was average.
it was average.
yeah,
It's
but not because of
crap.
the way he's saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, not because of the
Steve,
story.
Steve,
The
crap.
storyline.
Average doesn't sell, especially when your
Yeah,
competition
that
is
open world storyline.
so.
You know those fucking open world storylines. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, go ahead.
All right, this one's for Marco. This
Where you
week
laughing
we
at?
got
You
a
laughing over there?
first suspended leader
I know,
in
right?
Star Wars Unlimited. Marco
Right.
is doing jumping jacks and handstands and everything he could possibly
What
do.
does that mean?
because
That-
Boba Fett collecting the bounty is no more for Oregon.
Why?
Yeah. This is
Why-
cool.
why?
This means, hey, here. So this is what happened. Let me explain what's going on here. As you know, I still play this game. Ask me what my record was in the last pre-release. Ask
What
me.
was your record?
What was your record? I already know.
3-0. The one
nobody
before that
played
2-1. And you want to know why that is? Because if all things are even, I'm going to beat you. Now that I figured out how to play a card game, I'm going to beat you if all things are even. But what has happened here is there's some dudes who will spend tons of money on this stuff, and it's not even like they just get whatever the generic card plays are, make it really expensive, and they know like it's just this because you played this way in Magic, because you played this way in whatever, you just drop the exact same cards there. Like they don't like you're like, yeah, this is a Boba Fett card. They'll be like, no, this is an aggro leader, 4, 5, whatever the fucking shit there is. So it doesn't matter what the guy's name is. It doesn't matter any of that shit. That's probably how Wayseeker won all his stupid fucking mats that he doesn't keep up on his wall anymore because he knows it's a fraud. But when you got to go toe to toe, oh, you ain't winning. So like they finally nulled. You want to know how many people, dude? Guess what? Hey, you were 2-0. 2-0 was complaining about this. Guess what? He's 2-1 now because I beat him. What I'm telling you is all the people who were complaining about this being it's not even, they didn't even cancel the card. They just said like, hey, we're going to put it on the back burner. Let some of the other cards catch up. They had made this card. I don't understand how these card people in the first place make this stupid shit so bad. They made this guy almost indestructible. He gets an armor, and if it's his
Oh,
like
I'll tell
his
you
name
why.
on top of it, bro. It was this is actually Dom should play this game. If Dom actually gave a shit like he says he does, he'd be playing this game because Boba Fett was like it was Dom's dream Boba Fett.
Can
You
I say
put Boba
something?
Fett already on Boba Fett and then give him a Darksaber, you won.
Can I say one thing? The person that suspended this card is a fat bastard that sits in the basement because he hates freaking the original trilogy, and that's what the people are doing now.
God, just stop. No, this card, I mean, at the recent big tournaments,
Okay.
it was over 50%
Dude, not every
of the
tournament.
people were playing this leader. And that
Every
is not
tournament,
healthy for the game.
every tournament that I play in that is not a pre-release, 90% it's this Sabine, and I play a
Okay.
Tarkin deck. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else.
And that's because in pre-release you can't play this.
No, I'm saying except for pre-release. Yeah, because you can't in pre-release, right?
Yeah.
But every single tournament, every showdown, and it gets annoying. Like it's just. And by the way, it was bad last one, but this it's episode where the second card selection came out, they added Boba Fett's armor, which is now.
Yeah.
You couldn't do
it's
damage to him.
Makes it worse.
Yeah.
So this is a twofold issue I have with the way fantasy play is run in this game, and I haven't even played it, mind you, in probably like a month. Like the fact that one, you're doing this early, but also the fact that you probably should have done it sooner.
Yeah.
Than this. I mean, but to me, this goes to show this like bullshit about, well, we play tested out like 5 sets ahead and everything else, and we did a massive amount.
Bullshit.
That's why it took us so long. Yeah, well, exactly.
It's bullshit.
You're always going to miss cards. And
Wayseeker, but you can't miss this one. Hold on, Wayseeker, stop.
JJ's right on this. This is a leader that was made worse by a second set, and even potentially got worse.
JJ, if I can, because I do.
You should have caught it earlier. Yeah, go
ahead. The minute
season
2 came out. The minute season 2 came out, season 1 going into the season 1 season ending, it was 98% Boba Fett.
It wasn't that 98. It was like
it was.
Sabine was up there too. It wasn't
Sabine. 98%. Yeah, Sabine. But Sabine didn't. Where did Sabine even take a third place?
All these friggin' poses.
It wasn't until Poe Dameron came out. It wasn't until Poe Dameron and Wrecker came out in season 2 that Sabine started to make her true run, and that took away from some of the lead that Boba Fett had. They put in that card. JJ's right. You can't tell me you played 5 ahead because Boba Fett's armor came out, and I'm not. Hey, look, I'm not like you nerds that know everything about every single card and how they're going to interact with everything. And I know that as soon as they put Boba Fett armor in there, this was over. You had fire spray, a Boba Fett card, Boba Fett's armor. You could also use a dark saber. Because doesn't the armor turn into Mandalorian or something too? I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Get out of here.
But to JJ's point, look at how Magic does it. Magic always produces in every set a certain amount of cards that they expect to ban. They don't know which one it's going to be, but they say there's going to be 5 to 7 cards in every set that they're going to ban but they just want to see how people do it. I have no problem with them doing cards that might end up getting banned in the future.
This isn't banned. I actually like games. What I actually do like. This is actually what I do like.
Well, not fully banned, but suspended.
Yeah, no, it's suspended. It's suspended, and they're probably going to. There's ways to bring it out, and when you see how the new cards play, if there's add-ons to some of the new leaders and some of the new cards playing, like some of the new leaders, I will say this because I have a box I'm going to open here, and I was just talking to the guys while we were playing in the pre-release. I think this group of leaders, as far as if you take each group, this is the most even group of leaders that they've had that play. You can choose a leader in different style. They line up pretty well against each other. They don't line up well against Boba Fett. They don't line up well against Sabine with Wrecker and fucking Poe Dameron, but they line up well with almost every single one. There's a couple of them that are a little soft, but in a pre-release, when you don't get the top 3 that you want, you can still. I didn't get top 3 guys I wanted one time. I played, who did I play? Rex or whatever. I still came in the top 2. You can do that. They are pretty even, and you have a good spread of cards here. The problem with it is you're still never going to be able to catch up to this. And because of the second one, they're going to get rid of ECL. As soon as they get rid of the base that allows you to get Wrecker out early, then the game will be back to an even full play. But let's see what it does. It might kill. There's a lot of Wayseekers out there that don't actually want competition. They just want to be able to buy the most expensive cards and drop them down and say like, "Oh, I'm a genius." When it's like, dude, all you did was take fucking 12 cards and put them down. You didn't do shit. You didn't outplay anybody.
He's always going to beat up on me, even though I don't play the game anymore. But that's fine.
Yeah, you don't play because I beat you so many times. That's why you don't play.
You never beat me once.
That's not true. I beat you all the time.
We played once, and I beat you.
I beat you. I beat you.
No, you didn't. I beat you on camera.
No,
and then I said, you want to play again? You're like, no, I'm too tired. Your games last an hour. I don't want to play you for an hour long.
You quit.
No, you quit because you were tired that second game.
That's true.
Yes.
Chat, is that true? Never true. I always beat Wayseeker. Go ahead, Dom. Go.
Listen, I'm saying this is
you never beat me ever. I'm one
against you. It's going to dip, or it's going to probably go.
It's going to dip right now. It'll dip.
I mean, it's not a valuable card. It's
the showcase does. The showcase is
but I don't think the showcase. That's more of a collectability thing. Like I don't know that'll.
This card was never worth anything except for the showcase. The showcase is going to be worth lots of money.
Yeah, but hold on. What it's gonna do is Boba Fett's armor is gonna start. Boba Fett's armor is getting pricey, and the fire spray it's still pretty damn expensive. Not as bad as Vader, but it's gonna drop those 2 cards. The price of those 2 cards are gonna start coming
The
down.
rarer cards that help it, we'll maybe see a drop off.
But the unit will still be good.
Like the chat has spoken. Chat has spoken.
I know. It's because I love a blue teddy bear. All right, Dom. If you don't have this, do you have this one?
I have it. Yeah. It's right over
All
there.
right, this one came out in 2020. It's the Black Series Boba Fett prototype. It's been out of stock for quite a while. It is now back in stock if you're interested in it, and it is currently on sale for not Good Friday, Black Friday. Sorry, I'm
which one? 1, 2, 3.
Actually,
Black Friday.
Every Friday.
Black Friday at Entertainment Earth. This thing is under $70 currently.
Yeah, I want to get this and then paint them because they don't have the holiday special Boba Fett or the War of the Bounty Hunter Boba Fett. So if I could paint them and make my own helmets, I could have them.
So these things were selling on eBay for like $300 when they're not in stock. So
Tony,
now you can pick it up while it is in stock for.
Can I address this for Repair Tech? Repair Tech, I suggest you pick up a couple boxes of Twilight of the Republic #3. I'll tell you this too. I have the booster box. I would tell you in season episode, the second one, if you get pre-release kits, that's the way to go. This one so far, we found out the pre-releases are not the best. They will give you a showcase every once in a while. Not too legendaries. The boosters are the best, but it is one of the funnest out of the 3 so far to play because it's so even across, and you actually have to outplay people. So, just a little tip for those people that actually play cards, unlike Wayseeker, who's scared. He's a coward. It's okay.
Hey, synthetic panels. Hello.
Yep. So anyway. If you've been wanting this one,
wait a minute. You met me. You know I'm a legend. What are you talking about? I'm always a legend.
All right. I don't know. There was a bunch of these that were made back when Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi came out. These were commissioned traveling costumes that people would wear and as promos to the theaters.
Yeah.
There is one that is headed to auction this week.
Hold up. Does it say where it came from?
It's in the UK, of course.
Of course.
UK takes it all. Take all the stuff.
I really have got no interest to go into the UK, but I'm about, except for our people. Now, hey, all of our fans of this show, not you.
I know
I'm about to put on the shit kickers and go over there, start handling some business. I'm going to start handling some business, finding some Star Wars stuff y'all stole from us, bring it all back. Who's with me? Dom, you ready?
This is cool. These things are 7 feet tall.
They're huge. I've seen one of these before in real life.
Really?
Yeah. These are
just
cool.
get a mannequin.
All the people that they sent to all those theaters, they were 7 feet tall.
No. It had a lift in it. The one I saw had a lift in it.
So they have like stilt boots.
Yeah, it had a lift in the thing.
I got you. Okay.
And then it had a lift on like the thing too. So like, yeah, no. I mean, the one I saw, anyways. I don't know what this one is.
I have no idea. They had no idea what this thing was going to go for. I don't think they were starting it that high, but it is cool.
Yeah, but then they probably charge us like a bunch of money because we threw a bunch of tea in the fucking river, and they're going to charge us shipping up the wazoo for that. Way to get out of Brexit, you morons.
But, like, Ruben needs one of these. This is like make his collection. So I agree, Ruben. Find a way to make it happen.
Ruben, you need to make this happen.
So. Yep.
And you're right. He's 7 foot tall.
He's a pager.
Hey, and by the way, if he does those pictures again, he does it in a suit. It doesn't look as bad, right?
No, he's not 7 feet tall.
For sure.
Can Ruben beat Dom in a race if Ruben was wearing this?
Well, yeah. I'll tell you right now. Hey, go up and grab some of my cash. I got cash on Ruben.
Doesn't it have one of the working respirators?
No, you shouldn't. Let me tell you something. My nephew may have beat me by a second. Because of a cheat.
I don't care about your nephew.
Let me tell you something.
I'm telling Dom, I don't care about your nephew. Ruben's beating you.
Yeah. Listen, he ain't beat me.
Ruben's in shape.
Ruben's beating you. Ruben's beating you.
No, he's not.
That's it.
Dom. He won't beat me.
It'd be a good race between me and Ruben, but he's beating you.
Well, listen, a good race between you and Ruben. I'll beat you. I know I'll beat you.
You're not going to beat me.
You're
not going to beat me.
I would definitely beat you. Are you kidding me?
Never.
Oh, dude, I would one leg.
Get Pete working on it. I want to win the Olympics.
All right, next time we'll be racing. I'm going to put on the shoes.
And we'll race for money.
Baltimore.
Right down Red Street.
Baltimore.
All right, Baltimore.
Fine. We'll race.
There you go.
All right.
Listen, we'll go on the street. And
Both hips are gone, and I got to replace knee. I'll still beat you, dude. Every
Yeah,
day.
you
I
won't.
can't wait
Yeah,
for
you
this.
Hey, I definitely got money on Ruben for sure.
Yeah.
I got
You
money.
should
I
have
might
money
not
on
put
him.
money on myself on that one, but I definitely got money on Ruben.
Yeah, well, you're gonna lose big time.
Yeah. You also can't tell us that your vaping nephew took you down.
Well, you know
and
what?
then
Like I
anybody
said-
take any of your
Like I
decisions.
said, a 40-yard dash, that's different compared to a long run. I would definitely
Wait.
We gotta run a fucking marathon? What the fuck are you talking about?
26 miles. Let's go.
I can get you in the 40. Yeah, if you're talking about running a marathon, yeah, Dom, you're gonna beat me in the marathon, no doubt. I mean, my fucking knee will collapse by then. I get it.
Nobody's finishing. Let's be clear. Neither of you are coming close.
Why stop there? Let's make it a
26 miles.
triathlon.
you see
Yeah.
if I have the
ride the
video, I
bike,
can show you the
run,
video.
and
you
swim.
can
Hey,
see what I'm talking about.
Dom. All joking aside, I would. Hey, I don't lose bets. I would bet on Ruben.
Yeah, we all would.
Yeah, and
I
you'll
bet
all
on
lose
We all
miserably.
would.
No shot.
All right, we got a D23 statue announced from Iron
Uh.
Studios. This one's going to be 1/10 scale.
I like that.
Is the Luke? And
Yeah, I
Leia
know you do
movie
because
poster
yeah.
statue.
I would figure you would.
So this one is available pre-orders for $90.
Why does it look like
That's what I
Luke's
want.
holding exploding penis?
No, but see,
So
I
what are we
like it. You
doing
know why?
here?
Because that's the original. The original friggin' header for the poster. I love that. I love the
It's
original.
pretty cool,
It is
yeah.
good.
It is.
and it's price point where you
It
can
is.
actually
It's
see that.
not. It actually, now that they're isolated by themselves, it looks kind of cheesy. Like Leia's pushing her shoulder forward.
Well, I mean, that's how it looks on the poster, but it looks
I
very-
know, but the poster's
looks
got a bunch
very
of stuff in the
70s.
background, and it looks a lot
It looks
better.
very 70s, which is what the fucking poster
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
I agree with you. It
fair.
looks a little cheesy nowadays.
It looks cheesy now, but yeah, I wish they would have taken it. I wish there was a background to it, not that lady's shirt. Ugh.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I got from
Yeah.
D23.
Yeah, that is the weird. Hey, check out this statue with some person standing behind it. So
Yeah,
like,
with your hands down too.
Yeah.
Those look like Max Rebo feet hands too. No offense to this young lady, but it's weird. Her elbows look weird
unless
too.
you're thinking of fists, those are fingers.
What the heck is going on there? her left elbows pushing too far. It's like protrude. She should get that checked out. Do you see that?
You tell her.
Her left elbow is like protruding through the top of her.
Blonde girl at Iron Studios. We're gonna need a.
Yeah, you might want to go
down
get
there.
that checked out by Dr. House or something because I think there's something going on there.
She
Anyway,
probably watches- she probably
$90.
watches this show and is ripping us right now.
Actually, $90 ain't bad.
No,
She's
it's
like,
not.
they're not gonna say anything about my fake hair extensions. No, we're not.
So
Don't worry about it.
anyway, Don will pick this one up, I'm sure. We got a book announced.
Oh, boo!
This one's coming out this week. George Mann's Seeds of Starlight. You're gonna hate this
Do you,
one.
Does it
do
look
you-
like
no, hey,
Charlemagne?
hold on. Can I
Why
ask
does
you a
it look
question? A
Charlemagne?
serious question. What?
Charlemagne from Dune. Why does he look like him?
Charlemagne the God? What?
No, Charlemagne the kid.
Chalamet, Timothy Chalamet.
Charlemagne. Where's
Oh,
Charlemagne?
Chalamet. Oh,
Yeah, he looks like him. What the hell?
What's your question?
Okay,
I
so
can
good
get on
thing.
the
So
news?
good. Just
He does
remember
kinda
what we
look
were
like
going to
him,
do,
yeah,
talking
so-
about the actual book and had a point. But yeah, okay.
What's your question, Marco?
So here's the idea. Do you think that, like, and I've just been saying this because I've told you, like, when I go to the bookstore, like,
Now I can't unsee it. Thanks, Tom.
people aren't picking up the book, right? Like, they're not ordering a lot. People aren't picking it up. People aren't reading it on, like, when you see it as like the book's being read. I know that, especially even the young author ones, they're not moving. Do you think like this is just pretty much people like us that are using the audio books? So they're like, oh well, that must be where our audience is.
I think
Because
it's a Del Rey
there's a lot of
thing.
people that don't read this. Like, I've talked to people before who are in this space. They don't read. Most of them.
I think it works for kids. I think kids in particular love audiobooks, and parents love buying.
Oh,
kids
because they just flick them
audiobooks.
on. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
and also too, there is a. I think it's partly a Del Rey thing too, because there's a big kind of war going on publisher audiobook wise, because Spotify signed a Del Rey deal, and now you got Audibles is trying to get exclusive. So I think it's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
probably
a little bit more behind the scenes industry thing than we're looking at too. But
It is because now the girl. I see what you're saying about the guy there, but the girl also looks like some actor. The girl behind him.
also, she needs what's that shampoo that takes the frizz out of your hair?
can we talk about the book for a second? You're gonna hate this
NT
book.
Pro B.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try to make Marco read it. I don't think JJ will do it.
Read it. It's
You
audible.
know,
What are you talking about reading?
Listen to
You
it.
can't read this
Do it,
fucking thing. This
whatever.
is only audible. This is Wayseeker. You
No,
just exposed
but
yourself to somebody who
this is
can't
what
read.
This is what the story says. It's going to take place on Iram. But if you look at the sides, it sure looks like Drengir. If you remember, Starlight fell on Starlight.
Looks like a
was the
mountain.
great progenitor. So I think the seeds are this. We're going back, and it's going to go back to tell the story of the great progenitor. So we're going to get the Drengir story right here, audiobook. Marco can't wait.
I hate those are all things you're saying. All words I dislike. So yeah.
George Man, Dreadgear.
Actually, George Man's been getting better lately. At least him. At least if you go back and watch like 3 years ago when we started talking about this stuff, I was like the only person worse than Ireland. George Man, just garbage. That's not the case anymore.
I know.
Ireland is now by far just the shit pile.
No. You said the person we read last was worse than Ireland.
Oh, was she?
No, the person that we read last time.
How would you like if your whole life is you just waiting for somebody to be worse than fucking you? Because that's what Ireland's doing right now. She's just like, hey, let's hire somebody new who's worse than me.
Given the title and what you think is the subject, is this a prequel to? Like, does this take place?
No, it can't.
No, I think it takes place with Tep Tep and them. It's going to take place right after. So
that's supposed to be Tep Tep.
That's Tep Tep and Kildo. Or yeah.
Fuck. They should get rid of those fucking names. They should just fucking give them nicknames.
Because Seeds kind of, to me, in my mind at least, means like prequel kind of.
Wait, so Tep Tep's a stupid fucking name.
I think it's after. It's going to be a 2-part story.
Wait, hold on. Nobody asked you that. What they asked you was you got to admit that Tep Tep's a stupid fucking name.
Tep Tep is a bad name.
Yeah, I don't know. It's better than Kildo.
No, Kildo's no. I wasn't even going to ask that. Kildo's one of the boys.
Kildo sounds like you just ripped off Lord of the Rings and
Spectrum
also
up, dude.
like
He's
something
good.
else that I won't mention.
All right.
So anyway,
let's go. Done with this.
We gonna review it next week. You have time for it this week?
I've already got it on my download list because I actually have Audible and listen to Audible stuff.
Maybe if somebody sends me an Audible credit, I might.
I don't know if I can. I think you actually have to be an Audible member.
I think you actually have to be an Audible member.
I'm out, bro. I won't review it at all.
I'll look into it and see. But
yeah, all right.
I don't know if I can for this one.
That is the week.
Hey, I'll look in how I can bootleg that shit. You know
that is the week in Star Wars.
All right. That was a terrible week, Wayseeker. It was actually decent. Dom, what are you shaking your head at? He didn't even like troll you that much. You should be happy.
Wayseeker week in Star Wars.
Hey, Wayseeker, I'll tell you this. I give it to you when you do a bad job. You didn't do a bad job. You didn't troll him that bad. Thank you. I appreciate you not trying to rile Dom. Now, Dom in the stupid video game thing he said, I mean, that's on him. That ain't on you. You didn't try to do that. We had to talk about video games.
This is kind of like how it sounded to me. It's like something they left out of like an earlier phase and they're now going back.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
It sounds like a storyline they cut, so now yeah, I hear that. I will not be buying the collector edition of that book. No. Actually, you know what? I mean, man stuff's okay. I really dislike. I do think like the idea behind the High Republic was great. I think it had some very high points, but the majority of it was low, mid to low, right? And like that's the unfortunate part about it. Some of the writers, you got to give them a chance. We say that 100 times, and then myself doesn't always give them. I mean, I give them the chance because I read it, but like, let's be honest, that first Man book was not good. The one that he did originally about like Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was a Knights of the fucking Round Table fighting dragons was not good, bro. It just wasn't a good book. So what do you want us to say? I want anybody to go back and read that piece of shit, and you tell me, be Wayseeker and try to lie about some shit. Like, please, because that's not. I mean, it's just not good. Yeah. But he has seemed to improve.
He's gotten away from King Arthur, finally.
Huh? Yeah.
He's gotten away from King Arthur.
When he started doing that, when he actually started doing that, look, man, we've seen it work before. Game of Thrones did very well going back into history of an era and pretty much adapting that. We've seen that work. King Arthur is just not going to work, especially if you write it as if you write a re-alliteration of King Arthur. Sorry, we're using big words for you kids today. But if you do that, it's not going to work. Okay. Right. Exactly. But what we're going to do is if we do an adaptation of similar themes, right, we can do that because it'll work. Right. So, wait, what? Well, it's too.
Zaggy liked King Arthur, I guess.
The King Arthur Man book?
I don't know.
He didn't read that.
Dang.
Zaggy didn't. All right. What's up next?
Comics.
Oh, comics. All right, cool. Well, there wasn't a lot of comics. Hey, but let's go. How long was
Mark never seen the show before.
How long was Wayseeker this week?
Oh my God, Wave Seeker was so damn wrong. They're all wrong in this thing. Just about.
What Inquisitor do you? Hey guys, I got one question for you, real quickly. That's 100%. That's 100% Inquisitor. What Inquisitor is it?
This was such a lame reveal.
Hey, Vosrat. Me and Dom looked at each other, going, "What the fuck's this guy talking about?" I think I actually said it at one point. Wait, what? And you're like, "It's an Inquisitor. What's it going to be?" I go, "Dom." And Dom's like, "Well, it's not Inquisitor." Okay, whatever. And you're like, I guess 246 doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. And you kept going, "What Inquisitor? What Inquisitor?" Guess what? Not an Inquisitor. Dom was an Inquisitor.
Not an Inquisitor.
Not an Inquisitor. Actually, was a character from the Thing of Acolytes. We saw her before. We saw her earlier. It's a good play. I will give you this, though. I will give you this, Wayseeker. Why wasn't it an Inquisitor? Because I was thinking about it after it. I was going to ham you, just kill you all over the place. But to be honest, like, we want to see what happens to the end of these Inquisitors. And instead, they always do the shit. You're not really a Sith. You're not really a Jedi. You're not really a Inquisitor. You're somebody else. It's like, would we just get it?
Would Vader let the Inquisitor, because Vader kind of runs the Inquisitors, so would he let the Inquisitors go after? I guess it doesn't matter in this because he's dead.
Well, listen, if he still had Inquisitors out there,
yeah.
I mean, it was a split-minute decision.
You think like they would be like that lawyer that are going to go after Luke?
No. I think they would just be doing whatever the fuck they're doing, though. Like, they're dark side, so they're just going to be killing. Like, you can't go. Like, where are you going to go? Argentina?
I guess my question, like, would they still hunt Jedi? Like at this point, like
Probably.
I mean, yeah, the Nas. They went to Argentina. There's still a bunch of Nazes around. You know what I mean?
Remember,
like, they still like the same type of people. You see what I'm saying?
Just
because mustache Charlie Chaplin's gone doesn't mean that they're not doing the same shit.
Well, you know what? The Emperor's presence was still around. The influence was still around. So there could have been some loyal Inquisitors that are out there still trying to.
Yeah,
fight. Could have been, man. You know,
let me just say, this comic was disappointing.
No, not really.
It wasn't that bad.
Very disappointing.
It was good. No, I actually think it was. And we're going to still get more of the acolytes coming later, so I'm okay with it. There's a feed in. There's some good action in the end.
No, the end sucked. The end sucked. We have these people as prisoners, but we're just going to leave them behind.
Who?
They had Luke beat that Abelhard guy, and then he just they left him behind. He had a prison in shackles, and they're like, we're just leaving him behind because we had to escape from this.
Yeah, because the thing is about to blow up. They let him to die. That's all right. You want to know why this was good, Wayseeker? Because finally, for the first time in a comic, they actually showed Luke in Return of the Jedi, Jabba Palace's Luke.
Correct. Luke was good.
Most times they have not done Luke well at all. They have made him a whiny little bitch. They've made him pre-Return of the Jedi Luke. They've always done that with him. This one, right, Dom? Luke was fucking bad at
But he should have killed Abelhard then instead of.
No, you don't have to kill him because he's like, fuck it, blow it up. I'll see you later. You're not relevant.
He took away all the torture.
Yeah, but nobody ever dies in an explosion in Star Wars.
Well, anyway,
yeah, I get that.
Think about it.
Except for his dad. His dad did.
The story that came out.
I would have enjoyed it like a more concrete death there. But
what's the other story a couple years ago after the Return of the Jedi? They had the Shattered
Empire.
Shattered Empire. When he freaking took the tree back and he blew up the Star Destroyer and killed all those.
That was not a good comic.
That was good, man. Come on. And you had Poe Dameron's mom and dad, man. Come on.
They were in this one too.
I know. And you got.
That's what he said. He said they're in this one. Okay, I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying that a lot of those people that were in there were in here, so it's good. Well, I just want to say that the way they did Luke, I've always been harsh on Luke. I think people think I hate Luke. I don't hate Luke. This is what I think they should be doing with Luke. That's the only problem. I hate the Luke they've been giving us. I hate pussy Mandalorian. Ooh, goo, 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 gaga, fucking babysitter Luke. I hate all that shit. I think that's stupid, right? But this Luke is the Luke I kind of dig.
I want to see Luke this way, badass.
Yeah, because if you're going from whiny bitch to like the transition of after throwing, your dad saving your life, you're gonna start to man up. This is it. This is what it should look like. So, I mean, Wayseeker just.
I like Luke. Well, I just think the story.
No. You like Luke was like a little bitch boy.
No, because Blue Bear was there. That's what.
I think for me, like this version of Luke.
Dude, hey, Dob, you know who you could beat in a race? Wayseeker because that dude not athletic at all. You can tell. You can tell by his Luke comments. Not athletic.
If it's long distance, I'm beating Dom. There's no doubt about that. In a 40, you might beat me, Dom.
Not
Tom's
my
got that
money on
explosive
Dom.
power.
All right. Anybody else got anything on this? So this is just leading into the next. So they're gonna do another 4-part mini coming up.
I will go ahead, JJ.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I will say, like, didn't they kind of like have to give us this version of Luke though? Because this is like the only time period you can fit that version of Luke in there, right? I mean,
well, yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is like, no, you could have, yeah. You
could have made him. You could still could have made him a whiny character. But if you're gonna show Luke as like a developed, like Jedi,
remember
or
when
whatever, this is like the time you can do it.
Right, but remember when he was going for the book and Boba shot him in the thing? He was still kind of whiny there too for the.
I know, but those were the Obi-Wan journals.
Yeah, but you could have done it there because you could have converted. That's after Yoda. You could have converted, or like when he was going back for his training, because he's in between training, it would make Return of the Jedi. You could explain Return of the Jedi better.
I know, but
he better be badass. He's only been in the training in comics for like 9 fucking years. So
right. Well, I'm saying is like we hate it when Dave retcons stuff, but this is kind of retconning some garbage too that we see.
Think about it. Between the Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back. Luke before he became the Jedi Knight in Return of the Jedi, he was making his steps towards that way. So you know what? Look, maybe we'll get the badass Luke from now going into just before the Rise of Skywalker. I mean, before the Force Awakens, we'll start getting that badass Luke.
I think this is it. I think this is going to be the badass Luke story that we've been waiting for. I agree.
Until he
I think you're right.
Starts a school for kids.
No, yeah, I get it, JJ, but we can't fix that now. We can only try to. I agree with Dom on this 100%. I think it might be going that route too, and I'm okay with that. So
mine. If they keep it canon, because fucking Dave, we don't know what's going on. We don't.
All right, next week we've got a bunch of Ewoks coming in. This is Ewoks 2. I like that cover. I'm good. I like the Zuckuss. I like Forlom and Zuckuss. So
I know you do. Actually, pretty cool.
Hey, I enjoy this. Wayseeker hates people and children, so
this one's so bad.
Says the guy who loves nubs.
I'll read it, but I can't.
They actually coming out with the. They actually coming out with the book, the whole Ewoks cartoon, the comic book series, in the novel form, which is kind of cool.
Omnibus
and droids. So both
omnibus.
Yeah, the omnibus. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got FOC for the 3rd.
Well, I like that middle one.
Yeah, it's cool.
Of course
That's
you would.
The A cover too. I think. Shut up. It's a good one. Yeah, it's the A cover. Let Dom enjoy life sometimes, Lacey.
Oh, man, exactly, right, man?
Hey, but do you see the one on the left? He's got one of those things around his neck for the feet from the little rabbit creatures.
Yep.
He got around. He made a little pelt out of those things.
He's making a weird ass face though.
Well, sometimes you got shit in the woods.
I guess.
But I do like the Ewok those action figure covers because it reminds me of the old 82 artwork from the toy line.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka came out this week.
Jesus! Why do they have to have Ezra doing the fucking? I don't need a lightsaber. I got.
There's nothing great about this.
You also got the James Bond pose, you know.
Yeah.
All right, and that's all we got for what's coming up on comics. Very light for comics. We've got some toys real quickly.
Yeah, we got a couple of Funko Pops for the Skeleton Crew that's actually coming out December 3rd.
Shit.
Right?
Hey, Luke, what happened to you? I didn't see you yesterday or today. Go ahead.
So we have Jod, Wim, Vern, AB, and Neil.
Nice.
And then we have how do you say this? Kevin? Well, it might be
dude.
I know how it sounds like you say it, but we don't want to be. Dumb's
I
gonna
think
cut
it's Wim. I think it's.
Okay, yeah, say it like that. Don't say.
I think it's Wim.
Wim. That's Wim. K silent.
Hey, Dom, I'm trying to help you.
I think it's Wim.
Yeah, Wayseeker's trying to help you too. Just let it go.
All right, whatever. But reminds me of a Harry Potter freaking character. That's about it.
Cool.
Yeah, it does kind of.
And we have the next line of Ahsoka Pops coming out.
Dude, I'll tell you this: fucking Pops were selling at that show this weekend.
Dude, they were selling. Were they selling?
Pops were selling. Yeah.
You know what? The funny thing is that people are saying they're not because they're in all the chain stores now, like friggin' Five Below.
Maybe, but the right ones were selling apparently.
There are a lot that are selling, but I like the second wave of of Ahsoka pops. You got Ahsoka the white. You got the Anakin. Anakin looks a little weird. The hairdo. I don't know why they did the hair like that.
I could never take they gotta recast Ezra, make Ezra look more like somebody who looks like Ezra.
Nah, I like the Ezra, man. I like him.
I think he looks a little.
I just keep
think
thinking it's the Aladdin. I think it's Aladdin. I don't know.
That,
All right.
and then you have the series 2 of Star Wars, the bitty pops that are coming out. They the little teeny ones that are like this.
All the ones that go clearance.
Yeah, these right here, these small ones like that.
Yeah. The ones you can find at Ollie's. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Ollie's and stuff like that. Not Ollie's. You can actually find these all like in Walmarts and Targets and stuff like that.
And Ollie's. Okay, cool. Well, that's it. That's all we got for toys. It's just slow. It's the best week for both. All right. We could either open cards or we could get to are these comics.
That's just
fucking
two
worth
comics.
anything at all. Or something? Yeah. We'll call it on there.
All right,
here
we
we
got
go.
5 more. We're bringing these today. We're going the moderns. We'll switch back to Dark Horse next week. So we will see which ones we think are good. This is the Neth Box Afro one. You all picked this one in your list to track. When I think.
Hey, Star Wars people, tune in on Wednesday for TAC. There's a special guest there selling a lot of Star Wars comic books at the show this weekend. If you tune in, I'm guaranteeing he'll tell you what books he sold and how much he sold them for. So, or I think he will, anyways. All right, so make sure you turn into
Good.
that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Any of these sell?
I don't think he had this one.
Yeah. No.
Dom's favorite book sold though. Dom's favorite book sold in 9.6.
Yeah.
I look back in 3 years. There has never been a 9.8 sell of this one in 3 years.
Man,
There's only 4 9.8s on Census, and 2 of those 9.8s are SIGs. So there's 2 non-SIGs 9.8s. There's 10 9.6s.
Why would you get it signed?
Who signed this
I
book?
don't know. It's got to be Nakayama, whatever. So signing it.
But Jesus Christ, it's not even that good of a Nakayama cover. So.
I agree. But that's the only one you could think of signing it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, Wookie wants that information next week instead of on TAC.
I'm sure. I guess
copy it over.
You don't want to watch TAC, I guess.
So anyway, 2 9 6 sales. The last 9.6 sale was last year in October for 1,000.
You got 2 of these?
June of 22.
Zach, you ain't got 2 of these.
I got 1, but
You actually got 2. What grade, Zach?
It doesn't Pete have one? You got the one that
he has a beat up one.
Yeah.
What do you think a 9.8 would go for this?
25.
I mean, it's
You're
hard.
wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
They did not protect these things well when they originally shipped at all.
I think 25 is low.
A lot of them have, at the very least, rub, if not some other major issue with it. But.
Man, they should throw me a bone for a Skeleton Crew, man. Have Dr. Afro show up in the damn thing.
But as you can see that there was one raw that snuck in, and it was a auction at 3:30, and it actually looked pretty good shape. I looked at it. But the last 2 other raws, there was the 710. That was the whole box. So if you remember, it came with the shirt. It came with like a pen, and I forget the other thing it came with, but nothing.
I wonder if there's a warehouse for this. It's a warehouse with the box.
A hat, wasn't it like a hat?
Oh yeah, it was a hat. You're right.
I don't know. I don't think so, Dom.
But everybody's just buying for the comic. So I mean,
Is Nerf box even around anymore?
no,
Nope.
No, so you would have already had it, Dom. You would have already sneaked out.
And prior to that, the other one went for just under 700. So that 330 was, I think, an outlier there for that price.
I've never seen this in person either.
You know, hey, the best way is somebody got it for the shirt, and this thing's just sitting in a box still.
Oh yeah, like people that never bought and never.
Yeah.
Like loot crates.
I
used to have comics in loot crates. People probably just threw those away or something.
I picked up my raw, and I picked it up for $15.
Nice.
Probably my best buy I've ever had.
I kind of wonder if you're.
Blake Harris.
I mean,
nice here.
It depends on. Depends, obviously. But I know they weren't
Harris.
shipped in a great way, but I almost wonder if buying the whole box is like the best way to get like a high grade copy of this now.
Oh, I would think probably. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was my best. I think it's probably my best purchase.
Let's see online. What is it? The what box is Nerf box?
The box sells for $710. We saw.
He's got one listed right there.
Yeah, right there. We don't have to go online. All right.
We'll see what this one does. I mean, this, like I said, for some of these, we're not going to check in every quarter because they don't sell every quarter.
Yeah.
So we'll bring them to you every quarter, the ones that do sell.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, we had some slab sales too, which is nice. But
yeah, I mean, the last sale of anything of this thing is February. So that's a while ago.
Wait, where's that October sale?
What?
What was that October sale? Oh, that's 2023. That
23.
wasn't October 23rd.
Mhm.
I thought. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead.
Vader 3, the 1 in 25 from 2015, the LaRocca.
Interesting.
This one is interestingly been ticking up for the 9.8 sales. You see there in July it was 860, the August sale was 900, the September sale was 1,000. I was expecting this thing to keep ticking down. I think that is still too high for this one, given that there's 502 9.8s on the census.
Jesus Christ.
A crazy amount of 9.8s on the census.
People like her. People like her.
I know they do.
I'm telling you, man, she has to get either a reference
Also,
or an appearance. I think if they name drop her in the show, the book will fly. It will go up even more if they name drop her.
But
Yeah, I mean, you got it. You got to name if you. Yeah, I mean, you have. Which do you think would be more? Do you think if they name drop her? Would you think? What if they showed her in a What if they showed her in a cartoon? Like she just got a cameo in a cartoon. Which one do you think would drive this book more? Name dropping her in live
drop.
action.
name
No
drop.
live
You
action.
think,
Name drop.
you think what happened when they name dropped Thrawn?
Maybe, but remember what they did when they showed us Darth Plagueis, and that book didn't do shit.
Also,
Yeah.
also remember what happened when they name dropped Quinlan Voss, which was like up for
But
like 2
also-
weeks and then straight down.
The comic
Conquered.
for Plagueis sucks.
Oh yeah, it's not
Yeah.
really a first appearance. Yeah, fair
Mhm.
enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the things you gotta like factor. Like it's very interesting because there was something at the con that people were talking about this, and I've always said it. Like the more educated people have gotten with this, in one of our dinners we talked about it a lot, and it was like there's just like people are like, oh, the market stabilized, and it's like, yeah, but what got out of the market? Yeah, some of it was like the public, but some of it was just the idiots that were just they didn't recognize what stuff is like. And some people weren't idiots. Let's be honest. Some people were just new and they thought they were listening to the right people. So they would use like even people on our channel, our current channel, would use lingo that didn't mean what they think it meant. You know what I mean? Because that's all the lingo they had heard, which is fine. But now you're seeing that like, oh, we're not getting that anymore. Now we're actually not going like, oh, well, this is you're saying, oh, this is rare, rare versus like, wanted but hard to find. You know what I mean? That type of stuff too. So
Hey,
like
leftovers
low
nuggets.
print run versus rare or whatever, scarcity versus rarity. We had a long conversation about that.
He might have a point. Leftovers Zaggy, a holocron, like if she's like a hologram or something like that in the background.
What's she gonna be in a holocron for? No, that's not what he said. He didn't say hologram. He said holocron.
hologram.
Oh,
The
wait, she be in a
interesting
hologram.
thing about this book is it's harder to find a rare, a raw than it is to
Yeah.
find a 9.8. So
Yeah.
you
You
can
might be
still-
right on that. You might be right. I'm
I
still
don't
not
know.
saying this is a bad book though.
That's the character I think you could also easily introduce through side characters.
you
Right.
By which I
Agreed.
mean like her father
Yeah,
or her was it Manga Tolva or Manga Tolva?
Yeah.
Yeah, is her
The
girlfriend.
one kind of hunts her in the
essentially.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of side characters you could introduce this character through.
Or
That
I
would
mean,
make
you
it
can go
big
through
as
the whole
Flash.
thing. Yeah,
I
yeah. you
just
can do
don't
that.
understand why the holdup. Because she is a love character in the comics, and she checks off all the boxes of what Disney
I
likes
mean,
in character wise.
I think it's the holdup is
Apparently-
the timeline more than
Apparently
anything
there
else.
isn't. Yeah, apparently there's not boxes to check off because if
It's
they did,
in Dave's timeline. And the question is, do they want Dave to play with Afra?
no,
He
I don't
should.
want Dave to play with Afro.
And if not, where are you going to put her?
You got the timeline. This is the timeline. The Mando verse that's the perfect timeline now.
That's
No,
what we said, but then
she's
Dave's
old.
playing with her.
Yeah, you don't want Dave to fuck her up.
Yeah, but
So you gotta wait.
listen, it's either you put it because she was around in the New Hope era around there because she's like 2 years older than Luke, so she was like 20. Luke is 18, so she was around in the New Hope that timeline. She was around in the Return to the Empire Strikes Back timeline, so you could put her in a scenario where you have a show based on her as she follows the line of all the other characters and does her own
Okay,
thing.
well hold on, Dom. Here's what you'd want her to have either a older cartoon, not for kids, or a shorts of live action. You know what I mean? Like a couple seasons of live action where it goes on. Huh?
5 years.
But would you? Yeah, thank you. But you want that in the like while she's doing the like Tomb Raider Explorer type thing. I refuse to say the other person. I think Tomb Raider is more her style. So You want to have that going on, but you can't have that in the Filoniverse, right?
Okay.
You just can't. It doesn't work in the Filoniverse. So till we can get some of this Filoniverse crap off the table,
Yeah.
till we have something else that, like, yeah, Andor's one, but we need, like, I'll be honest with you, we need Skeleton Crew to be something.
I think this character.
We need it to be. I don't think we should pump it up real quickly, but we need, sorry, JJ, we need Skeleton Crew to be something. Because if Skeleton Crew is something, I think this project has an opening.
Because the pirates, yeah, you're right.
Well, not just that. No, not just that. The theme across of it.
Yeah.
I could get into it, but too long and whatever. All right, go ahead, JJ. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't want that. I don't think most people that like Afra as she is now in the comics want like 40-year-old Afra in the Mandalorian timeline. I want like teenage Afra or young Afra and like the time that we see her in the comics. So
yeah,
I don't know. To me, she doesn't fit in the Mandalorian timeline very well.
Yeah, what about like the tales, like the Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Jedi? How about like Tales of the Smugglers and stuff like that?
I don't want, because Dave's got her hands on that and it sucks.
And you don't want that for the first introduction.
How much stuff has Dave retconned on that shit?
Oh,
like every single time he retcons at least 1 to 2 things. He does. He did the Ahsoka retcon. He did the what's his name? Kanan retcon. He did the First Brother retcon. What was the other fucking thing he did? He did another retcon this time.
Oh, you're thinking Cobb Vanth?
Oh, maybe, yeah, but that's not this time. He did different.
He had killed off Rook, and that he's done some other stuff.
Yeah. There were,
Well, you know what? Look, let's put it this way: if they do a story, you're right, JJ, in her 20s,
well,
like 25, 26.
But hold on, Kingdom. Before we do this whole bullshit, Bruce, we have to actually look. They have like that last thing that they showed us. There was a lot of fans that were hyped and ready to go.
Has you so hard tonight, Tom. It's like nonstop.
And they dropped the ball here, Bruce. They literally dropped the ball on that one. We can't have that mess up again. We have to have this show actually produce an ending. Okay? We have to have this show not have dancing fucking witches for no fucking reason and make it so that people can't understand what the hell they're talking about in the second or third episode, right? Well, we have to have something that works and at the same time will show up. We showed up for that last show. The fans showed up for that last show. Let's be honest. The last show didn't finish up. It didn't stick the landing and deliver for us, right? So it doesn't be like, oh, it could be a great show, but the fans don't show up. No, you can't say that, because the last great show they did have front to end was Andor. And guess what? The fans showed up for that.
Eventually.
So let's not start this there.
At first, they didn't show up as much. I know. But word got out that it was good. And Skeleton Crew can have the same path. And I actually think it will. I think it's going to be a fun show.
Yes.
That maybe a lot of people might not tune into at first, but I think it'll tick up as it goes.
But let's be realistic about it.
They had the opposite problem. It ticked down as it went.
Yes. But let's be realistic about it. You do have to have good product for that to happen. We cannot have dancing fucking witches. We cannot have whatever fucking ending that was.
But you know what?
We were working for a season 2 instead of finishing a storyline.
Andor was a better story, was a better old freaking series than the Acolyte. Andor didn't have.
Nobody disagrees with you, Dom. Nobody.
No, except for Andor's ending numbers were better.
And Andor grew. Andor was a show that people watched 2 months later, and I just kept.
Oh no, I know. I'm not saying that, Bruce. What I'm saying is saying this part right here, great show, but if the fans don't show up and watch it, dude, the fans do show up. They might not be there the first day, but they'll show up for something that's good.
I think the other thing to remember too.
I'm using it as an example.
When you use Andor as like a proxy for, there were not a lot of people. I should say not a lot of people. Some Star Wars fans, or at least a faction of Star Wars fans, still don't like Andor because to them it's not Star Wars because there's no Jedi swinging lightsabers and space wizards doing magic. And to a degree, this will be the same way. I guarantee it. Because there may be a Jedi in it. We don't know for sure yet, I guess. But either which way, there's not going to be like a lot of force powers and lightsaber swinging going on and stuff in this. And I think there's going to be a lot of people like, this is not my Star Wars. But that's going to be a minority. And it has the potential to grow past that.
And Bruce, just for clarification, the only reason I was using Acolyte and Andor is because they're a similar vein of what JJ just explained. You know, not really my Star Wars, but like ways of doing it 2 different ways.
Hey, listen, I'm all for the pirate thing. Scoundrels, pirates, bounty hunters. That's what I love about Star Wars. Yeah, that also has the Jedi and Sith in it too. But the whole fact is that I love that aspect of
Yeah, but that's not everyone though, Dom.
I know
There's a faction of Star Wars fans that if it doesn't have a Jedi in it, they're tuning out.
I know.
Well, hey, Bruce. Here's another thing. For years, people just asked that drunk dipshit Prince Jr. Star Wars is for kids in general, not just skeleton crew. So,
Lucas also said that.
Yeah, I know Lucas said that too. That's because he wanted to
real
sell
quick
more
before
toys.
we move on from Afra, I still think the best place, and it probably won't happen because we're already close and the show's in the can. The best place to have put her would have been season 2 of Andor right here. And like 3 years leading up to Rogue One, she would have been like 20 to 24 years old.
No, actually, no. New Hope, she was like 22, 21.
Ruben, I actually don't think that's true.
I was born in 20
because Luke is 18.
So.
Luke was 18.
All right, I won't get into it. Either which way, she'd be a teenager to 20s, and it would be the perfect age to introduce her, in my opinion. But
you can introduce a father.
Hold on, slow down. This isn't right, Kingdom of Nerds. This isn't right. Actually, when influencers dog shit, people tune in so that they can then, that wouldn't watch it, so that they, when they go back to watch the influencer show, they can lick their asshole and be like, yeah, did you see this part? Did you see this part? Okay. So I don't think influencers, negative or positive, have much to do with it. I think what happens is there's a lot of people who don't participate. They're never going to participate. If that influencer said it was the greatest thing since, like, sex on a beach, in the middle of a warm ocean, hell, they still wouldn't participate. Most of the people don't get out of their house. That's just the honest truth. All right. So, like, let's not act like that's the case. Most people are going to watch it, and if the influencer says something bad, they're going to watch it so they quote unquote seen the train wreck. I don't think that's true.
I agree with that to a small degree because I think, I still think, and you can't convince me otherwise, honestly. That
but the internet's not real.
The first episode of the first 2 episodes of Acolyte, the first drop, I think there was almost as many hate watchers as there were regular watchers. That's why
I agree.
Were so high. I agree. And after 4 weeks, nobody gave a shit. Those people at least didn't give a shit anymore, so they quit watching. Yep. So
yeah, I mean that's what I agree. That's exactly JJ. We're agreeing. What Ruben's saying though is I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who lie about who they are and what they are on the internet. We know that as a fact. Go look up some YouTubers. They're probably on welfare right now telling you they're balling, right? Like, yeah, I know. You know who I'm talking about because you're laughing over there. But that's the truth, all right? So, like, the internet lies all the time. You can't take what the internet is going to say as reality. But as JJ said, I do think the internet, at least at the beginning, will get people to feed into it. So let the people talk negative about it. At least the eyes will open up to it. But if it's a good product, because people were dogging fucking Andor too. It turned out to be a good product. More eyes stayed there, and it turned out to be all right. So,
next book. We're moving on.
Yep.
All right. Darth Vader 1 in 50. This is from the 2017 second run by Soul. This is the X-Men homage that everyone loves.
Yep.
I was surprised at how many 9/8 there are in census for this one. It's 166.
It was a number
I
one.
really want this book. I never fucking had a chance of buying it cheap, and I didn't.
Dude, I'll tell you this, Dom. It doesn't matter if you can buy it cheap or not. If you see the book, pick it up because, it's the same way. Like whenever I see it, I'm like, maybe I'll come back later because it's a little bit overpriced, and then it's not there when I come back.
Next time I see it, I'm gonna pick it up. I do want this book.
There was a cheap raw sale. It was a bin.
Stole that one.
It was a bin, so somebody put it up for 105, and it was probably gone in a minute or whatever. Somebody saw it, but the raw sales there, 200. It seems like is a normal price for this one outside of that bin. 9/8 fluctuating, seem to be coming down a little bit. 500 last year in September, down to 350 in July. You just don't see this one very often. So
I will say it's funny when you do see it and you see somebody in person and like how close they'll try it because it has that intentionally distressed look.
Distressed look, yeah. They'll look at it.
They'll look at it real carefully. Like probably more carefully than most modern comics.
Yeah. I like that. It's like some of these books that I had chances of buying a while ago. I never pulled the trigger, and now I regret things. But if I see them as I go around, like I think I saw this one time in a con. And that was one time that I should have picked it up. But the fact that I haven't seen this book at a con, I haven't seen this in all the cons I've been to.
But
Weird
for
for
166 of these on census, I'm surprised we don't have more 9.8 sales. 2 9.8 sales in a whole year, given how many there are on census. People are just pack this one away. They aren't interested in selling this book right now, at least.
Yeah. Well,
Unless
it's
Marco
true.
has 150 of them on census.
It looks like
He's got some weird smile on his face, like he knows something. Nope, I don't know what he knows. He
people
froze.
might be waiting for it to come back too.
Oh, it
Because I mean, it's
froze?
trending
It
obviously
froze
down,
as
but it's
shit,
not
yeah.
like. But,
We see you now.
All right.
What's up?
All right, go ahead. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Go.
So I'm just surprised. I'm surprised there aren't more sales for 9.8s. It's good to see you. So I don't know. That doesn't surprise you, Marco?
For 9.8s, no. I think a lot of these are I think these are. I see this book a lot on floors. Like I said, and like I think when you see like these get into dealers' boxes because dealers will buy this and it sells quick. Like this isn't a book that they have to list online. It moves fast. So like I think the online sales on this book might be misleading. Like I've seen this book this year on floors probably I want to say 6 times. It was probably 5 times, and like I told you, like I should have bought it twice.
Is this a wall book, or are people putting this on walls?
Yeah, so no, this is a book that's really weird because they put it in they actually don't put it in their wall. They put it in the tabletop, like slabs, and usually it's 20% off the slab in that box, and it's gone. Like it's gone quick. Like you don't see this ever on the wall. This is it's just
They
a
go
book
for
that's
under that 350 mark then?
No, they probably go for around. I would say anywhere from I'm gonna say no, but then I'm gonna say yeah. They go from like 3.25 to like from 4 to 3.25, somewhere around there. That's what they've been going for. I mean, and that's what the price is at. So like, is there a little negotiation? There's probably a little bit running negotiation room. So realistically, yeah, in real life, but I mean, like it's different than the internet. We always use internet numbers, so 350 is probably a little bit light for because the internet's more expensive. I mean, people need to. I mean, I think everybody is.
Yeah.
People who watch our shows are educated enough to know that the internet's more expensive. So in real life, this book's relativity for that 350, the 350 was cheap. It probably would be a 380 book in the internet for what it's going for on the floor. Somewhere there, 384. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just also, I mean, like I said,
It is.
9.8
He's
sales.
been with me all week, dude. Like 6 days, bro. He's having a good time.
Surprising.
I think a lot of people put this one in the collection too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in Dom's situation where they wanted it and never got it, and now they have a chance to pick it up.
But that's what I think. That's why I was kind of saying that. Like, don't let it slip if you see it. Make a deal with the guy right away because every single time I've done, I do that all the time. Though there's so many books that I go like, oh fuck, I'll just go around or like, and some of them are friends too that have had this book. So I don't know why I didn't buy the book, but
Yeah.
No.
Got the big book.
I don't like this
for
book.
the 1 in 25. I know Marco doesn't think this book is nearly as cool as me and JJ.
I don't think this is cool at all.
There are 27
book.
of these on the 9.8 census, so much smaller. But you do see the 9.8s come around a lot more than you do in the last book, even, which is the fascinating part. The last 9.8 sale was a JTC signed. I wouldn't pay anything more or less.
His signature's terrible too.
What?
His signature's terrible. Like, why ruin the front of your book?
I know. I would rather not have it.
His signature is very small. They don't.
Yeah, it's small, but it's just like it's like his initials more. I don't know. I don't like his signature.
But the other 9.8s, you see 650 and 762. What's interesting is there was a raw sale for $500 in June. So people will pony up for this book if they see it. And the other raw sale was a Ben for $250 and another Ben for $350.
I like how the last raw sale is just like the average.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I would have thought more of this book and picked up a couple copies to sell to suckers. But this is like one.
No, I gotta admit that some of these books are keeping it alive. A lot of Star Wars books are down, but some of these books are maintaining or going up, which is really good. It's actually a good sign too. I like that.
These books have not dropped off to the extent of like most books have. The one that has dropped off is this one, right? This one has gone down from like 3,000.
Actually, it's gone down, but it hasn't gone down as much as you would think, considering the A cover on this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But here's a question.
The A cover's done much worse.
Like these negative space covers, The new one just came out. There was a Ahsoka that just dropped.
Yeah, well, now it's all shit.
Yeah, but in negative, are they still popular? I don't know because
I mean, I think they're ordered too heavily. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're popular, but they're too popular.
Right.
So
I think, and for this one this is like the first one, right?
Right.
More, at least Star Wars one.
Well,
so,
it's also the one that came through, not his fucking shop, right?
Shop. Yeah. I think he had two. He had two that were not his shop before he started mass producing them on his shop for everything. But yeah, so to me, I like this book, but I think it's very much like this panel's a perfect example. You're either gonna hate it kind of like Marco does, or you're gonna really like it like we do. Like nobody's in the middle ground in this book, and I think that's kind of what
I don't hate it. I just am like fucking. This is nothing.
Well, you think it's overblown or too high?
Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
Overhyped. Yeah.
But my point is, you're the one of those two camps. You're not in the middle where you might buy the book if it get like. I think most people are like, well, it's either not for me or it's definitely for me, and that's where
this gets out to $100. I'm still not buying this book.
Yeah. Oh, I'd pick it up for $100. You wouldn't sell it?
That's not what I'm saying.
He's saying like for his own
collecting. I would buy it for my PC, but I would also buy it to sell it if I.
That's the difference I'm talking about. Like Marco wouldn't buy this book if it was $100 for his own PC, and like you definitely would buy it for $100 for your PC.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't pay $350.
It was $5. I'd pick it up for PC. Wouldn't nothing over $5.
I would probably be in at $200 for PC for this one.
That and there's only 27 and 9.8, so that's the kind of when you have that disparity of people liking it and hating it. I think, and there's so few of them.
I think you're dead right on this too. I think that's probably why some of it, like, because sometimes even if I don't think a book, if I'm not like down for the book, at least I'll feel the hype on the book, right? Mm-hmm. But this book wasn't a book that came out hot. Like it really didn't. No, like it wasn't, because that's why you only get 27 and 9/8 on this too. It wasn't like there's only 27 of these. There's a lot of these that came out. But like it sat for a while because it's like I don't know how people felt about it. You know what I mean? Just in a book where you could feel a book going, and now obviously like whatever, like people, I can see. I'm not going to be ignorant asshole and be like, oh, everybody hates this book, nobody likes it. This book's trash. Like obviously there is a collectability towards this book because that's the only reason you have it at this price. But like, let's not act like this book came out and people were like, I think Dom made a good point. People are more fired up every time he drops a new one than they were when this specific book came out for Negative Space. People are more hyped now for Negative Spaces than they were when this book actually came out. So
yeah, that's true.
We got one more, and this one.
Go ahead. Sorry, let
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. What? I was going to say, the Anakin that came out and the Yoda with the Emperor. Those are pretty.
Yoda?
Cool.
Yoda and Emperor.
Yeah, they're not anywhere near as pricey as this one, but they are pretty cool.
This book always reminds me of Rogue One too.
Yeah, the red.
Just the Vader in red, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, fair.
We got one more, and this one has been dropping. That's showing up here. So I don't know if you'll be surprised by how much it's dropping for, but it has been dropping, and that is the Bartel After 125. We've gotten 298 sales in the last month that have been the lowest sales we've gotten ever.
I have a feeling I have a feeling when this book gets down to $45, I'm still not going to pick it up. But I'm going.
There's only 55 on Census. It's not getting that low.
Now sells for less than 9.8 than it did in a raw.
But the raw sales are more than the 98 sales, which makes sense to me.
No, that seems hold on now. That seems a little.
That's a little wanky going on there.
I checked them on the original.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that of course there's a big disparity. Like there's a whole year there. I bet you that's why that one sold for $350. You think about this whole year there.
A whole year for the raw.
But then it auto corrected back lower, which just means
but still 160 when you could a month later you could get a 98 for 148. So just fast.
Yeah, I mean I agree, but I think so sometimes the market, and you're going to see this, especially with corrections, is going to have to solidify a price. So you might think like, okay, there's an offset and it could be high or low. But when you see August hit 160 and then you see 9/8 back that raw price up with 181, 148, the next price that's going to come out on either raw or 9.8 is not 300. Not anymore. Now, if you came out and you had 350, if you did 193, 350, 160, and then a 9.8 slab sold for 350, 375, you'd have a shot. But this data right here is telling you one thing. That raw sales, like I said, when $50 might be more likely than that thing hitting $300.
I think it just depends on how frequently. I think what this market is telling you, it can't have many sales in a short amount of time. So we had 3 sales.
No, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. Now that they said this, the next sale cannot be below 160 in either a 9.8 or a raw, or this thing is going to be under $100 book the next time we look at it. If the next sale's not above 160, sorry, Wayseeker, but whatever you overpaid for this book, it ain't worth it anymore. I'm telling you that right now.
I absolutely think this thing will fall below $100. So to me, this book and this book and I have a strange relationship, but I'll say this much. I'll say this much. This book, maybe we can all agree on this too. Was this book always built on basically a house of cards, more or less, as far as value goes? I mean, there's nothing in it. It's not the last incentive variant from this run, and it's not the first incentive variant. I mean, it's right there in the middle where.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always kind of built on. It's a good book. It's a nice cover and everything else, but
not even one of the best ones.
Yeah, and it's not that rare, so its value is built on a house of cards.
Its value is built on how many times somebody could say it and show it in a video. How many times it can make a corrupt top 10 list and people could show it in a video. That's what it was. And the whole reason was because those guys are pumping and dumping and trying to sell books. And we're using the top 10 to do it. So, I mean, that's the truth of it. Like, that's all it was. And now that that's long gone and far away, you're starting to see. I mean, I'm telling you, like, the next book, prove me wrong. Somebody go out there and pay $225 for this book in a 9.8 and try to get the thing back up. But this is tailored. It's going to fall down here. I think JJ has a lot on that. It wasn't a book that didn't this have a rub on the back too?
Yeah, a lot of them, I think. Yeah, I think this one and the next one, I think both kind of.
Yeah, both of them. So you're already going to have raw trouble. You're already going to have raw problems with it. Nobody's going to care about what the listing said, if there's rub on the back or not. You know what I mean? None of that's going to freaking matter. So this book's going to continue to drop, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
I don't know.
I bought mine
but it is fascinating that this one's dropping. And to be clear,
I don't know.
All Afro variants are kind of in a free fall right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of them were built on houses of cards, as JJ said.
Yep.
And listen, if the first appearance of Afra is taking dips, the A covers like in the tank, but even on the incentive is starting to dip. Why, as JJ is, I think, put rightfully saying in not as many words as I'm about to use, but why are these nonsensical books going? They're not first of anything. They're not the best of anything. And they're not like, there's not that much actual real want for these books. There's a very, I hate to say it, but I just saw a deal be made for a bunch of Stevens books. And a bunch of months ago, I said, just wait a month, see how Stevens books start selling. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Stevens books start tanking again too. This is kind of the same thing. Yes, there's certain ones that will hit. Yes, there's certain Afro books that will hit. But at this point in time, if you remember the narrative, oh, it's an Afro book. It's a Bartel. Everybody loves Bartel. Who the fuck likes? You know what I mean? Like,
so what have you done for me lately? Market, and their name's not as hot as it was when this book launched.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's amazing.
I'll be honest with you.
I never seen $40.
I think these books were hotter because when there was a closer time that she was going to be putting the show.
I don't know if that had anything to do with it, Dom, because a lot of the stuff you heard was, oh, Bartel, she's going to be the next so-and-so. Everybody loves Bartel. She's going to be the next so-and-so. I mean, and then what was it after this book, after the next book? When was the last time you heard Bartel?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of those covers, those 125s, are going down, but they're still nice to pick up if you see them for cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pick them up like Sal D.
If I saw this book for like, granted, I'm kind of downplaying the book, I guess, but if I saw the book for like $50 or $60, I'd probably pick it up. But
like,
as far as where it's going, I absolutely think it's going under $100 at some point.
I don't know if I pick it up. You pick it up for $60?
Maybe. Well, I want one for myself. I don't have one, but
yeah, $50 I'd say yes. $60,
yeah. 60.
And even 50 would take me a minute to consider.
But yeah, I absolutely think it's going under $100 at some point. We'll see. Waysay will track it for us, and we'll find out.
We will. Yeah.
Oh, hey, come back. Your boy's on.
This
Hey,
is
your boy's
one
on. Come back.
where
Hey, BK, I got somebody for you.
we likely will see sales every quarter that we can track. Like, when we look at the books, this one you might not see a sale in a quarter. You
Where
might.
you at, though?
No.
This one you might not see a
He's
sale
in
in a
his
quarter.
mouse closet right now.
Where he at?
Where's he at? He ain't here.
There's
Come on
BK.
He
out.
ain't here. BK ain't here. BK ain't
Hey,
here.
hey.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
This one you will see sales every quarter.
Oh yeah, you'll see a lot of those with that one.
This one you might not. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Like I've never
about
seen
half
that
of the
before.
books probably aren't going to sell in a given quarter. So,
I mean, I just saw this book get bundled in a bulk sale out, and it wasn't part of the negotiation that made the bulk sale out. Like, okay, so like when people buy a large amount of books, like wall books or something like that, off of somebody who's moving to it's the end of the season right now as far as cons go. So people will sell like a chunk of their wall books or a chunk of their priced as Mark's books. This was one of the books in one of the piles, and it wasn't like part of the negotiation really. It was just a throw-in. Like, think about that. Like, it's not one of the books they mentioned when they're
it's like when they throw in like free clear coat for your car when you buy a car, right? That's like what it is.
Yeah.
Or like new tires. Like it's the thing that kind of helps you incentive along.
They're like,
there,
hey,
but
we're gonna give you
it's
2
not the
free oil
feature thing.
changes.
Yeah,
See,
right.
I think the 55 census will keep this price up, and I don't think the census numbers will go up because I don't think anybody who is now going to there's not going to be a ton of people who now submit this.
I'm gonna 100% disagree with you because I don't think there's demand for this book.
No,
So that number of the 9/8 census could be fucking well. If it was 15, maybe that would be the demand. But I think if it got above 20, that's more than the people that actually give a shit about this book. Prove me wrong.
I got one in my PC and it's not coming out. So
Yeah.
Well,
Like I said, I want one, but I'm not willing. I can't justify paying the prices that it's at anywhere
this
near
is
it.
one of my top 3 Afra covers. I have the lead.
This is what your top 3 Afra covers? You really have the worst taste.
As far
in
as
fucking
purely looks go, I don't know. It's not a bad cover. I like the cover. Like I said, I want one.
not in top
But
3, bro. Come on.
I don't know.
man.
Top 3 might be
Come
pushing it.
on,
But
get the fuck out.
there's not there's not a lot of really.
There's
good
not that many
Afra
great
covers.
ones. There's
Yeah,
not.
they're really not. Yeah.
I
Actual
like the
Afra
Dotson.
titles.
I like the
Actual Afra
Dotson
titles. There's not that many.
freaking cover.
Yeah, the Dotson. Actually, Dotson had it. Was it 4 or 5 in the same run? Dotson had
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still,
All right.
top 3. I don't know what else. I put the Stacey Lee in my top 3. You don't like that one either.
Yeah.
Top
got
10,
there.
Sal says. Okay, top 10, fine. Top 10.
There's not 10 good ones, so it better be top 10.
Yeah, top 10's a low bar.
She's writing something, that's why. Oh, that was the last book?
Yeah, 5.
All right. Hey, BK, make sure you turn that on Wednesday. You get more with Corbin. Hey, Corbin. Do you see Darth Maul mad out there by the chair?
Oh,
Like
man.
it's in a thing. I'm going to pull out the mat so I can open up some
Not for
cards while we
anything.
bullshit.
Not for anything. All kidding aside, we talk about Dr. Afra showing up in a show, something like that. Do you think the window has really diminished? That the peak where that the comic books would have really took a huge spike if they would have brought her in?
Well, that was just the pandemic. That was just pandemic
Yeah.
craziness. Why the book was so crazy.
Well, yeah, I think pandemic craziness aside, do I think it will go up if she appears in something or something? Yes. Do I think it will go up to the height that it was? Probably not. I mean, there's probably an unrealistic ceiling for it that you're probably not going to see again.
But yeah, the
It's-
pandemic.
It's not that different from Ahsoka. I mean, Ahsoka got a new show, and the book still couldn't get back up to that pandemic level. That book was.
I don't think that the
I think
people
we're out at 7:30 in the morning, though.
that generates the excitement anymore.
Pack it up.
Really a big thing anymore when it comes to like somebody popping up in a show or a name or something like that.
Yeah.
Marco froze.
No, I think he's just
we
adjusting
got
his
it, Bob.
camera.
I'm trying to change the camera angle around today. I can't remember how I used to do this.
I want to see a
Right
Johnson.
there.
I thought it was yo.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you a picture. Trying to give you a scene.
Oh, dude,
It's
man.
not that kind of show.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to see. I don't want to see you freaking goddamn laser sword. Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to give you the laser sword picture. I was trying. What the heck am I doing here? All right.
I don't know. It's
I don't know, dude.
Hold on.
Yeah, the box of the picture. That's good right there.
yeah,
Yeah, right there. Right there.
Let's do that. All right, let's make Marco big.
Oh, well, we could talk. What was he talking about now? Go ahead and talk while we do this.
No, we're talking about the Dr. Aphra thing with that the price
He
is
was wondering whether or not, basically, if the window is gone for the Dr. Aphra, like first appearances and variant and other stuff to go back up, if she appears in something.
So I think what you're going to look is, I don't think those, in my opinion, anyways, I don't think that I've got to figure out where this. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I got to make a marker right there. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is if she hits, the droids is where you're going to look next. So you're going to get the first one that's pretty good, right? And then after you do that, you're going to have to do droids. Droids is going to be the next big thing. So you look at the death droids. What big books were big death droid books? You know what I mean? Which ones were ones that worked well before? Yeah. And maybe go back and revisit those. I think that's kind of what we're looking at. So do I think maybe that's probably a better buy? If you can buy the one and the variant of her, I think, especially if it's on, if it's going down or doing kind of a dip, I think now's the time for that. And then there's a couple droid books there that are rare variants that I would spend. I'd probably choose those books before I chose. I would probably choose those books before I chose the like the Bartel or anything like that. I mean, now is that saying that there might not be a variant or two that are out there that are worth it? Sure. But you're already going to have her first appearance variant. You can already grab her first appearance in an A cover, and I don't care that there's like 800 on the census. It's like
4,000, but yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, I think
4,000, but yeah.
Okay, whatever. But I mean, like, what are they selling for right now? Because you could probably get one super cheap, and then it'll go up. I mean, it's going to naturally go up. So
yeah, they're like 140. It's 9.8.
I mean,
shit.
That's pretty cheap for a first appearance of Aphra.
I think Marco is pretty much on the money there. There's a point where I think certain books that matter, like the appearances that will go up, but I think like the rising tide lifts all boats kind of effect of like the certain variants and stuff going up, where she looks good on the cover or something is gone.
Yeah, I think so. I
mean,
I think
that's
of the Stacey Lee, right? The Stacey Lee, that thing sold for $1,000, multiple $1,000 sales on the Stacey Lee, which is the Galaxy's Edge 4, the 1 in 25. That's never happening again, ever anywhere.
I don't even know if that would get a bump now if she showed up. It might.
So I think some, but I do think some of these books, because people are going now. With that being said, I think some of these books, because people, it is like people remember books that came out and they're like, oh, that was cool. How expensive was it? How expensive is it now? So you're going to have a little push for some of these. Like if the Bartel does go sub 100, then yeah, I mean, I think the Bartel is going to, I mean, let's be realistic. That's how the comic market works. The Bartel is going to go above 100. Like those books will. But I mean, what do you want? I mean, that's not a book that I'd be gambling on. That's a book, like I said, would be a negotiable book that gets thrown in a deal. And all of a sudden when it gets thrown in a deal, I'm like, okay, cool, man. I'll put that book in the deal because I'm hoping that one day I can sell it for $120, right? And I'm going to be moving it fast. It's not a book I'm going to sit on. It's not a book that I'm going to be waiting around to. And probably would be a book that you're making in a deal. Like somebody's like, hey, look, if I give you $1,500 for the 1 in 25, with the Bartel, what is it, $200? I'll give you 120 for that, and I'll give you, $1,200 for the 1 in 25. Would you make that deal? Sure, I'll combo that price out and sell it out for you. So you know what I mean? It's going to be a very interesting way that you're going to sell that type of book out. I just don't.
Or sometimes in swaps too. But yeah, it's a book you want to be playing with house money with, right?
Right.
Like
absolutely.
in a swap. Like if a comic I'm going to sell. And the guy's like, well, I only got 200. The comic I'm selling is worth 250.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you got a Bartel. I like that. Throw that in. But like,
yeah, I think that's what it's turned into, unfortunately. And I think some of them have. I mean, we could probably, if you really want to, go over those and say which were the ones, like if you had to buy one, which one would it be? But I have a feeling like when you start looking at some of those, especially that, like the Aphra thing was so weird because there is a fan base, but like the people that were pushing it the hardest were the ones that never read an Aphra book before, that know absolutely nothing about Aphra and don't actually collect Star Wars, right? They're the ones that were just trying to push a book because they had found it and they could sell it to you, right? So like that's part of the problem with it. I mean, we saw a lot of that in Star Wars in general during that period of time. That's why the fall off for Star Wars has been so bad. You know what I mean? That's why it's been so bad.
The first appearance of every Darth ever is going to be a valuable.
Well, I mean, we said that a long time ago, and then like
but look how that worked out.
We got a lot of hate mail saying like, "Hey guys, that's nobody gives a shit about Darth these nuts." But like, any way you want to look at it, like that happened. We got to move on from that point. So let's just not fall back into those traps. Does that mean that the minute that something from the Old Republic comes out, that we're not going to have Old Republic? I mean, shit, dude. What's the Jedi book that's still to this day nobody ever saw? I never see one of them sell. It's the that
Jedi versus Sith?
No, I see Jedi versus Sith sell. No. The one that it's the one that got the pyramid ships on it.
Oh, Dawn of the Jedi.
Dawn of the Jedi. Nobody can explain that fucking book to me and why they have it priced the way they do on their fucking walls. And guess what? You bring that book to a show, guess where it's going back? With you.
Yeah.
Not with anybody else. It's not going back with anybody.
On a wall at the next show.
Yeah, it's going back with you to go on a wall at another show because you have it in your that book just isn't even selling. You know, at least the Bartell, when you talk about that's got some negotiable value because you'll throw it in with something, but nobody's going, yo, let me check. Like, they don't even check it out, right? Like, when people are asking you to look at stuff on your wall, nobody's ever asking to look at that book. They're not even asking. People ask to look at books and laugh at them.
I mean, maybe not wall, but the runs still sell for good money. Like Dawn of the Jedi run.
Okay, yeah, the run. Okay, run's a different story, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about. Did that ever TPB out?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you a question.
They are hard to find.
Quick question.
The omnibus is
Dr. Afra, her stock as a character, was she hotter before the Sith Eternal or after Sith Eternal? Because I know she was hotter before the Sith Eternal storyline came about. You know,
that was just
I'm not sure
stuff. That was people who didn't care about Afra.
Yeah,
Afra's peak. Let's be clear. Afra's peak came during Book of Boba Fett when Black K came out.
Yeah. Maybe.
Right? I mean, everybody linked Black K to Afra. That was the absolute peak. There's nothing down from there, and it had nothing to do with Sith Eternal.
Can we give a history lesson, though, on Afra? It's not like Afra's this character that hasn't had these ebbs and flows before. Afra, as she came out of the gate, came out at a perfect time where there's already Wednesday warring going on. She was of the era of when we had, what was the Spider book? What was the one where it's Original Sin? Somewhere around that same time, just to name something else, where there was this speculation market and first appearances were starting to matter. And
she was also the first original character, new original Star Wars character that Marvel did.
Yeah, which was a big thing at that time, which was a big, that's what I'm saying. Like there was actually reason behind people buying it because they're like, look, it's the first original character they've done. She has some legs. We enjoy the story or whatever, but there's a lot of reasons people were using real reasons.
The cover was awesome.
What's that?
The artwork, the cover A was awesome.
But I don't think people did. That's not what they were pushing it for. There's a lot of other factors they were putting into it, but you got to remember that it was a pretty good. It was a pretty she was a pretty popular book off the gate. Like it was selling. Like it was
4 prints. So clearly, it went 4 prints.
Yeah,
so clearly itself.
4 prints. Yeah, I mean, well, Vader was at a lot of prints at that point too, but like her in particular, people were ravishing it off the shelves. Like people would be talking about that book. So.
Yeah,
let's not act like it was some of the other ones.
I don't think 4. How many prints did 4 have?
Maybe
2,
multiple,
maybe 2. But I'm just saying, like that was.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying. Oh, look at that! Got Mr. Oh, sure. Sorry, I'm not even showing you the cards. My bad, Mr. Bones.
Oh, nice,
nice.
Hey,
there you go.
I was more excited about Plo Koon, but hey.
Yeah, Plo Koon was pretty cool too. All right, Mr. Bones.
That's a good pack.
That's take too long. Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, so like. I mean, when you take that and you say, like, maybe one day we'll actually have a shot of getting her, cool. But you also got to take it to the fact that this isn't her first dip in the sun, right? This is, she's been there before. She's had her ups and downs before. People have been interested in it, and people remember the books. Now, when you start talking about variants, that gets in a little bit harder of a game because people don't actually remember them. So care that much about him.
I'll say this much for the character overall. Like, granted, obviously the pandemic and rumors and stuff spikes that variant way up there for first appearance. But at the same time, for a character that actually has never been used in anything,
right,
and has almost a decade old.
Jesus, 16, I think. Yeah,
15.
I mean,
15.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it that way, those characters usually are forgotten.
Yeah, by now.
A lot of times. Yeah, I mean, so for it to stay up where it has stayed up is kind of amazing.
She had three. Did she have like 3 stories, right? 3 comic.
Two.
Right, 2. Right.
Yeah,
they're both
comic
long.
runs, yeah.
Nice. I think the interesting thing will be what happens if she doesn't get a 3rd series, because we all thought she'd get a 3rd series by now.
I actually think they need. No, I think it actually helps her, doesn't hurt her. I think it helps her because they allow it to reset a little bit, calm down for a little bit, figure out what direction they actually want to take this character. It was funny. We were listening to. I don't listen, as you know. I don't usually go and listen to a lot of what are those things called, panels. I actually never listen to them usually, but Corbin dragged me to one, and it was pretty good. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. But what they were saying, what the gist of it was, one of the was it one or two? Was it one or two? I think it was Ann and Priest, right? They were both saying, and it was disagreed by another guy that was there. But they were saying, "Hey, man, you got to find something in that character that is a trait, but you can like make something out of that trait. Not just make up new stuff around it, not add in new characters. Actually take something in that trait and make it your own and make it better." And I think we've really lost that with Ahsoka and probably a lot of the Star Wars stuff at this point. That's why I know you didn't like this book this week, Wayseeker, but like, to be honest with you, somebody took Luke and they took elements and assets that we know of him and they improved on it. So like, while you're hating, the rest of us, I think, in readership are enjoying it, and it turns out to be pretty good. And I think it's a great way to do stuff. And I think that's kind of what we need out of Afro. If we want Afro to be good again, like Afro to be hyped again and everything like that, let's be honest. Those last couple stories with Afro, the Soul Sword or whatever the shit was going on. What the shit was that again?
Sith Eternal.
Sith Eternal. That shit was terrible, man. Sith
Man.
Eternal was terrible. And by the way, does she literally have to fuck every girl and boy? Like, if you're gonna have her mature on in her age, like either give her a relationship or don't give her a relationship. But we don't need both all the time. Like, that's kind of a misstep on that too. I think when you have MAGA or you and two, like if she's gonna be working for the one, like what's their name group, the family, the Rockefellers of space, like let's have her actually work for them. Let's keep that up. You know what? I know the tags. Let's keep that up. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's not stop her from working for them or whatever, to keep doing.
We've talked about that, and just how much the crossovers and everything, all those series sucked, and there's lots of reasons for them. But
yeah, but her main line sucked, Wayseeker.
It was good at times, and it
wasn't. It was
not
good
so,
at times.
Like Vader Down. I think Vader Down was her peak. I think that was a great story, Vader Down.
Oh, wow,
that's back. Like the beginning of her story.
I got to say, but
that's like if her peak was. That's like
no, but but Wayseeker, he's not wrong.
Well, that's what I was about to say, though. Okay, so think about it this way: when she was at her best as a character, most people agree and actually it's been this whole way, she's been closely tied to Vader.
Yeah.
Or at least in Vader's shadow, you could say, almost the entire time, even when she was on her own in comics.
There was all the tie stuff too, but yeah.
So, as far as that goes, like the question is, do you then, if you're not gonna make her own series go forward, what do you do? And I think like Legacy of Vader, where you're dealing with like stories of Vader going back, like that would be a perfect way to build her back in to comics. But
we're gonna see her in the next run of the comic from this week. I can't think of the Insurgency, whatever.
Yeah, she's coming back.
So she'll be there. This will be older again, Afra. So we'll see if that changes any parts of her dynamic. So I'm interested in that.
But a Wookiee fanatic, I did win it in the prees. So
what seems to me, I was thinking about this the other day. It seems like this whole last year they had a plan for Star Wars comics, and then sometimes they scrapped it because we got stuff in Revelations. Remember, we got an Afra comic that said that was going to be coming, and Revelations was supposed to be previewing what's coming next year.
Right.
We didn't get the Rick whatever story. We didn't get the Afra story. But there was another story in Revelation that we didn't get. So somewhere along the line, they had plans for this last year in 2024, and they scrapped them all. And I'm glad they're not doing another Revelation comic, because last year's Revelation comic gave us absolutely nothing other than the Thrawn comic, which was just a retelling of the book.
Yeah, retelling of the book. Yeah.
So I think it's fascinating that they scrapped stuff that they had planned and that they produced in that Revelation comic.
But maybe we might get that stuff next year. Maybe they might put it next year. We don't know.
But it's been a year and a half then.
No, think about
That's
this.
weird.
What books do we have coming next year? If you really think about it.
Well, we have Poe. We already told we got the Kylo, we got Poe,
but
we got the Jedi from the Clone Wars. Those are
Jedi,
all mainline.
I know, but you know what? There's nothing.
We're not going to get another mainline. I don't think that's 3.
I'm actually okay with not another mainline, though. I think that's part of the problem that they've been doing with comics.
But we don't.
First off, they got to clean up High Republic.
We don't want Poe.
Clean that shit.
Let's be clear. Nobody here wants Poe.
Oh no, nobody wants Poe.
Give us a little more diva, a little bit more Diva Lamb Pop in freaking the High Republic.
I don't have a problem. I'll be honest with you. Their annuals probably have been some of their better fucking writing.
Yeah, have that. Have Durge, who is 2,000 years old. Show the Mandalorians.
What happened with Durge last time? I don't understand Durge thing. It never works well.
You got the Mandalorians in the High Republic. They have to show them. They fight. They're around. There's other stories you can do. But they're staying away from all these things to try to make all these brand new things, but it's not.
They're not making brand new things. They're not. They're going back to the same old thing again. Same old thing. The Emperor's mad at Vader. The Emperor's mad at Vader. So we're gonna have Vader do something, and then we're gonna torture him. And then we're gonna come back. And is the Emperor gonna kill Vader? We already know that he's not gonna kill Vader.
Oh, you got something.
Chinese.
We already know that he's not going to kill Vader, because guess what? Vader doesn't die, because we see Vader die on the screen. So, stop writing that comic. Just stop writing that comic.
Maybe they cloned Vader. They cloned Vader, killed off the clone, and you don't even know it. They actually cloned.
You want to ruin Star Wars? That's how you ruin Star Wars right there.
We need to get out of that. I mean, Wayseeker's the only person I heard that didn't like this 4-part miniseries.
No, I like the 4-part miniseries. I just didn't like the ending.
I think you didn't like the end. Yeah.
And JJ was kind of agreed on that.
I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I don't dislike the way they used Luke. I liked that a lot. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on like the almost intentionally left ambiguous on a. I always want to say Abergor or something like that, but what was it? Aberhurst or whatever his name was?
Aberhard, yeah.
Aberhard, yeah.
No, only adults. Only adults, Wookie. Go ahead, sorry.
Like, I mean, come on. Like, let's leave him behind. And he gets, quote unquote, blown up. Like, people survive that crap all the time in Star Wars. I don't know. Like, I wish I would have just rather seen, if you're not going to use the character, kill him off. If you're going to save him for something later, like, have him escape or something. Like,
yeah.
Now I just feel like I'm going to get, like, a comic later on of him escaping death somehow and an explosion.
It was just a weak ending. The Luke arc was good. I wanted to see that Luke. It was just the rest of it. The end of it wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But
I definitely don't want another Poe comic. I'll tell you that.
Nobody wants it.
I don't know why.
You were the guy that was screaming for Santa's comic too, which I don't want, which would turn out to not be good either. Like, those aren't good. Like, stop. Ooh, zero. Those just. Ooh,
at least that was a mini.
Wookie, you and I agree on most things, so I don't know why you can't believe you're on Team Wayseeker on the soft ending.
No, I don't think you guys do.
We do. On books, books especially, me and Wookie are.
Yeah, well, me and him agreed on that last one. It was dumb.
The last book everybody agreed on. That was Wookie didn't even read it.
He stopped listening to it, dude. That's
after the first chapter. Nope, I warned you and said you're gonna hate this book. So don't tell me that we all didn't agree on that book. It
was bad.
That box didn't look that good.
I mean, this is what the box has been hitting. Like 1, 2. There's a lot. See, I can sell these foils, these full foils, because people want them for their sets.
Yeah. How many
I think
legendaries
that's a
did
good
you
one. 3. Hold on, 3. I like that Ventress.
Yeah.
I'm trying to count. 4, 5.
Yeah. Good on legendaries.
Yeah,
Not
5 on
bad.
legendaries.
I just don't know which of the legendaries that you want most. So,
Grievous.
yeah, Grievous is
Yeah.
good.
Grievous is a good one.
Palpatine's
Grievous-
interesting, but
Yeah, Palpatine's interesting, but it's gonna be a weird play. I don't know why I put the card in there. It's a common. But yeah, the hyperspace foils. I mean, you're looking. You could sell them locally $10-$20 a card. It's kind of nice. So
Yeah, you can flip them for a nice little deal.
yeah, buy yourself another case.
the reprint should be coming out pretty soon, right? Of set 1.
Hopefully, but now that
Hopefully
Boba's out, I don't know how
before
I mean,
the
I need some-
holidays. So.
I mean, people still want the Vader. They still want the Boba, not leader, but the unit.
It sucks
think
because it actually these cards have been really weird. Like I said, I pulled a showcase in an upside down pack that was like misprinted almost, and then there was one that was misprinted even worse. Nothing was in there.
Well,
The
the
pull
quality
rate-
control has not been great, but
No, it's been really bad. The pull rate's been terrible. I pulled one box. I pulled 8 legendaries out of, and I haven't pulled a single legendary out of pre-release kit.
You're
Like,
torturing
Which is
yourself.
wild.
You're torturing yourself on the Mace Windu book, Wookiee. But we warned you.
yeah, it's a slog, dude.
That thing's tough.
That Barnes.
I
that
think,
Barnes
I think
dude.
all 3 of us can agree. We only finished that book because we had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a single one of us was in disagreement on that point.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for everybody that stayed by. Thanks for everybody that heard us talk and ran on for some stuff. Make sure you check out all the wonderful shows. Make sure
Marco's
you check
doing
out
this new segment next week. Star Wars.
if I got time.
You got time.
Listen to recap. Dude. Hey, you hear what he's telling me? I got time. What do you think, Corbin? You think I got any spare time in my life?
I don't know where.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to make time. We need your Marco.
I do. No, I need to have some time. Yeah. Anyways, tune in to Attack. It'll be fun, even for you Star Wars people.
Oh, you had a pickup, didn't you? You were in a show?
Oh shoot! Yeah, I should do that before. Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have done this before. All right. Shout out to my man, my friend, a good friend of mine actually. Talk to him a lot. And he's local. Oh, I showed it already. Obi the Gray, also known as Ryan. He gave me some other stuff that I will not share with you because it's personal. It's pretty cool though. He gave me like a sports card of when he was a kid. Because playing, I guess you can make sports cards yourself. They're pretty cool.
Oh,
But he
yeah,
also
like
did
that.
this.
I remember those.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's funny. I'll share it with you guys after.
You got Neil on a comic book?
Huh?
You got Neil?
That's Max Rebo.
Neil from Scouts
That's
and Gears.
amazing. Look at that. That's
I know it
Max.
is amazing. It is.
Dude,
amazing.
he was like, hey, look at that cool little, yeah, he was like, hey, I was gonna do it with the band and everything. I was like, I'm glad you didn't. I would rather just have him on there. And then look at how cool this shit is.
Oh, that is cool.
Is that cool as hell?
Yeah.
So it's not just like a COA. It's a COA with the art on it. I probably shouldn't remember his name.
Did you ask him whether or not he drew arms or legs for him?
No, he knows. He knows. Look, you can
I
tell right
know.
there.
I'm joking.
You can tell right by. He drew it
Yeah,
properly.
He did it right.
He did it right. That's legs. That's so fucking cool, dude. How
Yo,
fucking
Ryan's
cool is
awesome,
that?
man. When he did that
That is
comic
awesome.
for me, the Boba Fett one, that was
Cool.
he really is a good dude.
That's just really amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. He also had some very nice words to say. I mean, because we're friends, it's nice to hear, guys, every once in a while tell guys, appreciate them. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, the card thing was fucking hilarious. I'm just not gonna. Oh, maybe I'll black out his name. It's right over here. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna. I don't think we'll go that
That's
far. We'll
all right.
ask
I
him.
remember what you're talking about. I remember those things.
Yeah, it was
I
really
played for
cool.
when I was a kid, I played for the Blue Jays. I had cards of me and being. on
Yeah,
the
so
Blue
he
Jays.
played. So he went to Michigan State hockey camp. So you could get your own. You could get a card for there. So he got a Michigan State card with him on it. Gave me a little signed hockey card, which is kind of cool, man. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought the whole thing was cool. So yeah, I mean that's good. But yeah, we got that. But yeah, make sure you tune into our stuff, watch our shows, watch whatever, do what you want. We do have a couple special guests coming on. We have for sure at least one special guest coming on the show. It's a return. There's somebody who has been gone from the YouTube comic book space for way too long, and he will be making a gallant return. He'll be making his gallant return.
I have a guess. I'll guess after the show's over.
Oh,
Are you have theme music when he goes when he runs
look,
down the ramp and
Look at the
returns?
cover. I'm sorry. Look at the cover of Legacy of Vader, right? That's coming Black History Month.
I know. I didn't put it on the news, but yeah, Mother.
Yep.
It's fine for Black History Month.
they got to get characters in there, I guess.
Yeah. I like the
Anyways.
colors. I like the colors of the on the cover.
Yeah, I like
background.
the colors
We have to
too.
change it.
That's good.
So yeah, good that you have guesses. We'll go over those. Thank you once again for everybody staying by. I have to get to bed. I got an early morning. Got to drop somebody at the airport. All right,
Oh,
I'll talk to you everybody later.
BK.
I know, right? Don't not scratching shots. Good. BK does have it. Yes, BK got it. Yes,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
There's a classic return. Oh man, I was so happy. It's just been a really great. I'll tell you this much. I mean, between Corbin and him coming back, it's been a really great weekend. So, we will see you all. Huh?
Good.
Yeah, we'll see you all whenever we see you.
Tune in Wednesday.
Yep.
Wait, what the hell am I doing here? How do we? I hate StreamYard. I really do. I hit it 3 times. Oh, the outro. Yes.